Hallelujah, Jesu nariokite na ni Pasaka. Happy Easter kiria Kristo bonde. Barabo kongwera Easter tukweruari na chunki siasa of course kike ya tukweruari kukujire mukwe kumakire studio chia Wero TV. Karibu sana na utuko baruari ni kwithiri tukwina rwaria na muthenya ni tukwirite kiri page yetu ya Wero TV. Utumekiure kya kukirori ngienda kuhuria Mithika Ntore, former senator wa county ya Meru, former CS wa county ya Meru, former MP wa Gembe South na actually former CS wa Ministerial Agriculture kire thirikari nene na nitukwenda kumenya kiuria akugirogire ngienda kuria Senator Mithika Ntore ni kiriko aranire batu kire Facebook fan page yetu ni Wero TV na kire SMS line yetu ni 23578 ni kwithiri to kwina ndwaria yororea Mithika Ntore aeta na ni siasa ire kwa kuringa thai na kwendetikia governor na ri kire inauguration ya governor Mutuma twethingia. Then what does this mean kire siasa chiawe na tayari na atumiriti ate akarwire tikio governor mwaka wa 2027? What does this mean kire siasa chiake moving forward? Na kiumia I think kithiruka na kira kingi former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua na aririe na araua ati Mithika Ntore kabangire mantu ya fertilizer o mabuongwani na bure. Mithika Ntore na thiri tu akiariria mantu ya kwa kaita kara ya, lakini after revelation ya former deputy president twenda kumenya kwethwa na wetikanire na mantu ya kana ariwa ate ururia mantu ya fertilizer na ngwata neweke na president William Ruto ekariata mwankatha ino ntuko kaita na thiri tu akiaria sometimes no karayaka akomenere thirikari, sometimes no twira turia utwetekere kinya crabs chia meate ire ikuwa twenda kumenya nende murugwamo wake yukaria atia na I think should be 9 months kuma arikwebiliete ne kia minister tikira asabire kwa ndiurwe miakele kire tikia agriculture CS rungurwa president William Ruto. How is his relationship na president William Ruto ekariate akuri na mibango maybe yochoka thirikari neno ntokarika na kiri ndionga ya president ira ari kumwambirio mweri yuyu na atire uati ni bakwaraniria na Mithika Ntore. Actually ni baraniritie na Mithika Ntore na former CS Peter Munya na bakethwa bari thirikari ne nyuma yeromba kuma kire governor Mutuma twethingia. Karibu sana kire mabango ya chunkia siasa na woni utuko baruari ni former CS former senator Mithika Ntore. Karibu sana waziri. Thank you very much na tubotona kanya na arwa.
Ibwega sana, thank you very much Martin na bithikiria mbue ngwirito kwithandria ku celebrate na thikiria ba kana tegeri ba Wero TV na Wero FM na userekea muno kuriuka kwa Yesu Kristo kibarabari Christians na mbue yes here I am ready to engage na Meru na baketha baino boy ba audio bionde bakenda bakamaka. Mithika is an open book ngachokia ciuria burabi bwiri na umabura bureo turanka wirie nembode because that's not my interest, lakini kenda anto bamenya mount ukari na way forward ya Meru na bautwi na tiga muno kwenda kwithandira kenda mbumba kuwa muno. I would really want this opportunity. They had more of an interactive session kenda tuinde turi Meru na naraturi to share experiences na maoni wa mount buraya kari uratuenda kuita kintu na yakiu so muntu onde urokumbo to access nether free kwaria na kuria
so actually
ndi kuchokia kuria whatever type ure kari I am ready.
Kia kwani kora chokera mwithwe rengi kana me the last time wenjire njiro atoro kuma mwithwe, so what happened? Kama mwithwe rengi kana
bwana Martin ntugo very significant mbere kama mbiri okururiro ntome how strategic you are umbeta ntuko eruari Yesu Christians ba celebrate kuriuka kwawe Yesu Kristo atikwite kana atiko to celebrate kuriuka kwawe nontu burari muiya muno kana burari umuthuku, lakini buraba kumenya akuire nonto wa mawia yetu na babetikitie bakomea na betikanitie na iriukiro ikionto turorwa hari na ndikania antu kinya tukiaria na tukiengage bamenya Yesu rirami mutharabe ni hara kwambia ati antu bairi pamwe baskonda Yesu uraba hambi mwira anata wikumache wokiwa we mwana wa Murungu ri kwa thawi mwana wa Murungu
ciambure
othe ciambura kana ukailekia unu umwe ungeno na mwirani nindi mwamba ndina makosa kinyambi thamba mbia au na rira nawe ntuku ya kinya weta nara undrikane so kinya tukiari tume mauntu ya tuthoma mauntu mungi mangono ya Biblia. So we celebrate as Christians nonto Jesus Christ died to save mankind na nikenda tumba kuona uturo. Secondly, wana Martin dankwangue ntugwe ku opiki nombeta symbolic meaning ya yoru aru 9 months, which is true kumande kumadrikali ne kana president arona tutebati kuendelea baraba hariko in 9 months today. Now with a lot of respect nambi kangwa ndokuwa nawe ndidombitire ntukwerua ri katu atiri a pregnancy that has come to term no lazima mwana atiaro so meri kenda kwethire kuthire mithika ikithakene haria na tuire meri kenda ikuthira ntukwerua ri na tuya katu celebrate kuriuka kwa Yesu na mwana ono aciaro arua ri yaya thera yari ono ntu meri kenda kuthira kireka uma tuonkia ibonko enda kuo na nende kangwendo kwira ati it is true nugo meito wite diratwari president na ire mawa kuri ona Sunday mbere ya pisho kuri ona Tuesday na kandi ya rotire kira clip ira aririe oni antu bura wire that particular day no tunwa waririe wengwa ura wire about me na towendi na dada no daverende njesi
kwa okay rete no wakarangira kidogo
that is what one of the things that is in the very mudike mutoko buru no kumantuire kuria irio bionde nyombe ke au kinyampa mbiru engombe ira ndite na mburi ntumba kuria so umuntu wa kabisa so ile rafiki yangu na ndabera njesi kwa yonde ile ari mwitho ni nontu tukuona uru nontu bampuru era tuonetwe ni uru ndabere ndi twinde nontu tukuona thirikari tukuona uru twina rais nambi itume mwitho nene ndi twite twake Kenya twinde pamoja na obo njecie kwa yondera twaria nayo nambi na baba ndikira na baba etigana cia mantu antura yo twinde twuma mwithone na tureta kwenjo so kangwenda kuwa menya tudarume turona maingi na binadamu ibabwiri kumenya mount buraya twinjacia na ora Kristo bakethana cia antu ne aluki ngai yake atetinjacia kou na mount ya change otuturo turande kurira kou kira you pick up the pieces and move on na kinyo aciara mwana akua tika uwa atura kurira no thikire mwana na hariri na akwire apana as a responsible parent komenyane ndi bura mwana ro monire wacho wacho mwana ongi so bura kwenda kuwa na that we may have to an issues nyingi muno ira twitha twinacio antu ketha baina wasiwasi na mbue from the beginning inkuchogeria mutuma muno katho gavana wetu o county ya Meru nontu wa number 1 for the first time president aikuia na nonere awe mithika na curo ngui kankwire kinya kithiro tibungi that is good enough nontu imutongeria ukuona that aina kiao na kiantu bangi barakuona baumba gutetheria in one way or another so I thank ngavana nontu tika ndabotumite lakini in his thinking na kiwa more comfortable munya na mithika nontu kwina Burundi based government ikwiririo in his opinion basuiri ngui so mutuma my brother ibwega sana no ntubwa urathithirie na umwira na ndimwira specifically na nkimwandresa no ntutiwe nkaki kiongozi Miru mutuma ismbiale a month ni mweri umwe na no kuona na usiumia na kario twina antu babangi bonde bathuri in different positions utaibu kinyo mwari site issue na president kana mwira mithika no muingire kana munya hikithakene kwa u no athithi atia no asuire ngui so mutuma na thithirie boya no ntu president na witakea na ngui ona arakwenda kibo so ibwega sana
so is it true ibo kwarani na president
so brankwenda na nyo to mimbure kambe nyambe ya akwenda kuwa mutuma na thithirie boya na ndenda antu ba Miru belewe that is a good man and he did well but haikwaria president ashokerie au ametheka ntampanga na tunaongea na neno so president wangu ndo mwira ni atinathithirie makosa ukachia Miru
butea na president
no nto ramo chuma mwire na uakarungama metheka ni rafiki yangu na nini nitaongea na tunapanga no rongo tiro ali twara cheno the last time ndaririe nawe ni tariki 10 December na ntetero muromba ngui idanda State House na ma bishop ya Miru yaratwari nayo nariko nara mbere kinye tariki 18 na judgment ya that was the last time that we na president so gwe ya kuito kwaraniria it is a lie na nkwenda kuwa ntiku injia na ntiku orongo na thithirie makosa kuyokacia Miru itwaracia nawe ati kubangana mpewa ngwiri kwingi ni utingwe we nkwenda na ambikire na baba mwira bathikire I don't want his job I am not interested ngwena no kuwimbuite ya maingi ati uni this is the first time that I find myself in such a situation ira mpeinkwe na muntu akuthone no akuingora kenda right so ngwe kwa ngachwa undi muichwiri kana gange kaitheleli so bwana Gichunge ntikuriko yangu ya anybody mwana inchi ngachwa ngwe kiwe bila mbomba kuromba kikiri Miru buru kwa heshima kubwa no ntu ndeshima na Miru no ntu iboba mpete inya na ibambitikitie na baraba ibwa yuaki twita na area kimathwanya nabo bambitikiri buru nendi aratwa kinya na urandona ura mauntu ya wita ntumba kwa fondi ukira ringi permanently
are you bitter with the president
twina antu like minded no twaba ingi muno ke akuria papa ingi ba uteta kwa kiwa mantu ya twita boya so kwa da mantu ba wita boya ibambitikiri oni nchwe other like minded Kenyans baraba na leaders bagwa mantu ya tibu imuno tutrimane tone kwetha tumba kwithira twina kureta mathwania yetu hamwe kuona hau atumba kwithira twina alternative option ekuofa Kenya nkuruki ekwitha twin desperate twinde tukirira tweterete no ti mount yekwithia yario
antu ba like minded ya mwana Gachagua Rigathi Gachagua
na like minded Kenyans kinyo tumburia mantu ya Gachagua kana yongi imo Kenya urawurie arakenjai urawe wera president yaigwira ari twakite thoko wa mwira pana utie thoko ereo na muntu like Mukenya ukenja ina kuwa pana utie thoko erea no ntu nakona ka ukasho life utie mantu yareo imo Kenya urawe we tuwe for example Sintani Miomponi nini Sintani Kagaene Miomponi road muturo tura nara uro kuira contractor ibarabarene na yetu tinao nura we maoa uro gururirwa system wero esiwerenji iranda herwe ningilu ai minister wakati itra president Kibaki ai president uni ndi MP wegembe south itare thirikari nusu ndubirombe de twena Raila New York itene ndi MP kenda minister wa woruyi ampa that one taito cia maoa town orengo ai minister maoa hospitali 270 million se kurehabilitate mawa hospitali iri Anyang' Nyong'o Minister of Medical Services na Mbeti ai Minister of barabara kenda barabara kuma mawa mwanka mikindori tumichinchia kuma kuinjwa kuma njere ya thimangiri kwenama tubicokia ambiria mawa so ni bonkuwa like-minded and bakona obumantu ya ibatendete a number of meetings the same project ikilaunchawa ira launch wengo nya deputy president so ranko haria my like-minded Kenyans tuteko limit yake kiri anto baraba servite in positions of influence or power katasi anto abarinkirita kura twetia raisi wananchi kankuwa bara na wananchi no what I think now most important ni ability kana baraba kedha baino uwezo wa kuthikira mukenya kusikiliza ground kusikiza mukenya ibon kwa tuwatanenda bonde nonto baraba ya urutu bomba kuthithia power ya tongerie bonde irahisi antu bonde ba miru baraba ngudiyo baraba kumea twe witana ara kemu itu ari economic charter era ya sainirwe between Antobamiro na President William Ruto kwa mheshimiwa Kanyuethia no wari master of ceremony that day twandikanira na twasaina na tugwabibyo tukwenda Amiro munene wathurwa uketa ututhithirie so rango ari mantu like minded people ni antu abaina background na bana institutional memory ya thenjani ira twa movere na tuwoke to kinyaturi na bakuona bra tuwite andu president eya atuya an account ya bra athithite to once responding ke agreement yento no thirikari yondo kororirwa thirikari na wananchi bathitha sira twita social contract ya miaka 5 nikenda petikaniribo tukathithio kenda ro etake election iringi whether we otkuha boibo twetekanirie boindithithie so that is what I'm saying na rĩu ngua woni mbetekero buru na nkuromba na ndenda kuibo buru maon it is because number one ntembita na president no ntembita and I want to tell you is my friend na our friendship to the extent that imwario wa kwendia kana no kwa kwendia ambita as a friend orande etete yo wa mwakenda chia I will attend lakini politically itukondifa ideologically nainya sana for now nonto for how long tukiendelea kuwa mantu ya right ya right
you know mheshimiwa senator mtu no achurie nire this Damascus journey ya mbiririe ya kwethirwa ati kwambiria kudifa ideologically na politically na President William Ruto because for the longest time withire tobure achoreba kisiasa na President William Ruto way before are MP ni wari muchore wa President Ruto severally nejita waku na kinyaya mungu me kinyame biarari tawaku so when did this begin no tuba kwethirwa na utire tene kya waziri
gichunge ngukwibwa kankwire angwire kinya ina family mukana mwene yaba thembereria kuthurana na batiana monga finally bakeza baina divorce itambereria ntuku embere ibacio masinya kuvumbiliana muno na ambi monga bakona mantu ya kuuma so ungo kuritigirire meri kenda lakini utumbo mbira mithika hakiri meri kenda netete pini mwete kumba kweleseka nambi ukeya uwotangase wengari ne yeuru uwe methika ibukwaria nwe na buri urongo what do you expect me to do umbikaniri na antu ndinganithio tha indera core bakwa murumo ti mantu twara se mantu ya yari urenda nkira for how long ibugo kwera nende kamimba ya tangu no kuibwa urenda nkira yana atia woni kinyambere kinyata tandifa indamurika na ciati every one time ngamwira munene I was next to you baby to promise untuku na ku to please ilasima tuthithie appointment ikeya I could remind him so na wendo go for example ankwere bwana ndula me atu to human beings no me one time I had to a lot of embarrassment no kurika na the last time hari na last year February or March or there about mbere ya this time round akamata the former governor ndegenewe ndi minister okay amuthiurukia twendegene na tutuita Military nekwa na ndakirito ndakamatite. Nambi lakini utiri stop. Ngavana ura wetire atauhamithika na aina mitemba haipaka kwawe akithitha ciatia esukari ngandaria kwa thinya thirikari kai na deliver esukari. So muntu akiuma aki president ngari ne na akuruma na noe ngavana na wewe minister okay na ate kwaria atomukani amwira. So mantu yamwe kinyara wona kana mwego akivumili nyama thezo mukuru akauga kaumie nontu botwana. So ndakira na ndameria kioru kuna nuyete amenyerete mantu na yau ndira wisasa atweta. So ukiona ukira yangi yakuya ukore mama bote bakauta mantu yangi. So tika kwindi omba kuwa bomba kwithia ronde bukiangirio mantu yamwe. Lakini mantu yamwe karika bure antu na uma ukona hapana muntu omba kuthena mantu yangi ututara. Na remember Orogwe is my friend. President hande mumenyete ruari ndi na miaka nkuruki 20. Tamenyanire we nontu wo tumenyanire late president Moi. Na muntu amwike we nontu a direct of elections wa Kanu. No menda hadhuri mbunge wondi na Kanu. First time ki electwa. Chungu mumenya. Remember inyato ki campaign katibe ne tusindete yutwa thatai. Yuoni na weku twame opposite ndamu support na inya muno. Tukiumoru tokosana na Uhuru wengwa ndeo kia maoni kia Kanu na ndewi nawe. So nontu itwawatanira ideologically ki mantu ko oposie ki katiba tuwe yarenge tuwe na Uhuru president mantu ya BBI na handshake ya tuma twathura na buru twawatanira ringi kiondo ni nyetu kwenda hapo nawe itomini turiria atiri atwari tورaniria surely Nyata Uhuru Kenyatta mboto thiri handshake na Raila. Na Raila atwire nonthu no muganga na mantu yonthe na turetikia. So akareta muntu ate tutie na twamuthukirie ku kabisa tuone atebwa renda uria woni. I remember ndauria katiba yetu ya Kenya. Katiba ya Kenya in a position C executive. Any election that you go to, there are two things. Usinde kana ushindwe. Washinda uthithie thirikari. Washindwa with the opposition when you wacheki thirikari. So to na tuwe kutheta mantu BBI uchenje katiba kenda ya commodity antu twaroni ona twaura BBI. Na William Ruto no akuia. Kuia ringi hao Raila wora ukumenya. Twatumire tundifa na Uhuru Kenyatta au moya au moneta at the center of government. Some of us bakwachi angwe nontu akwa kabathithia atia abo commodity na tuchuite thirikarira na turuite nao na Raila ora ko expect unta Kanu ko expecting werua how na abo iri kumenya. In fact this is a mockery he has done to our electoral processes na sheria zetu ya Kenya. Nontu he doesn't believe in order and constitutionalism.
Oh, the president.
He doesn't because he doesn't. Nontu okay akwetwika when witikanĩtie na mando ya order na constitutionalism. Utiomba kutwira every time around.
The president swore with the constitution.
The area you may swear with it, lakini the dictates ya katiba you must respect them. Ukatwika katiba nekuwa ati bugura bukaringa ukathithia. Alafu muntu achinwa na kathithia opposition. Utiomba kuambiria nendo utwira kureta country together ni kwa antu bo opposition no kiro opposition katwike tena maana na katiba ya nete position ya opposition na alafu kwa tu ikotie muntu wa cheki excesses cia thirikari. Look at this with Martin. Kitha kako hari na vibrant opposition. Mantu yo kuona ya maingia tete yareo. It is to that extent kuno ntu bako thithio ukuona Kenya now Kenya has no parliament. Parliament is an appendage and an extension of the executive. Nontombi nontu bakwithira mbunge yongwa nende ithitha ciorambi bakerwa nontu ria twari mbunge itara mbere ya itara Kibaki we would stand firm na kundefend antu na remember na mbikane antu ndibere atiri rira ukuona katiba baba amendraftire chapter 8 ya the legislature 9 na executive na 10 judiciary no bo power ikari no wiri nene nontu Parliament is supposed to check the executive. Na there go a difference between the executive na legislature or in bondos judiciary ekeriambi ku interpret sheria na kwa hata kuseta out the mountain kwa buraya kari. Now when you see a parliament that has gone to bed with the executive, mwananchi kadhira completely. Igonto da hii kinyam I may not be saying president nhabwirinya ko oro nya wenka. President akioro kanantu bakiwa nibabwiru kama ta parliament yonde na yumbe. Nonto number 1 anti botema bakawa president taxes iri oro muno. Housing fund batio menda, sha batio menda etegutangwe. President does not pass law. Kenda taxable Kenya. Mubunge betu ibo bakuruka chiai ka parliament yonde burekari. So kwa ndo kuonya ya parliament na executive betri into bed. Yeah. Always together at a problem.
So are you saying manto ya yonde atibui the SHA the housing
There is one thing I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. I am a believer. Yeah. I am a believer in insurance. Buru nanta ke andu winde chumbe chira chonde ende ngeto manto ne ambesa chiarambi. Lakini oya uyareo ukaorerwa kutuburi kuthatuna separation of power muntu ame extent yawe. Kenda umba kuria. The whole principle na India ya insurance is very good. Lakini the manner of implementation kananya ya housing scheme ya twarira jega na mantu ya maingi could be different. For example, nyumba mantu akwa nyumba tu na nyumba it's okay, nobody has a problem. But mbera wona hatomba kulasimizwa kurea nyumba kuitwa tax ya nyumba yetu na mortgage ora uwo kurea backless kana KCMB kana HFCK kwa ya message na you never own the house. So kethia kama antu baba mba ku critique sheria properly mpoega bora tukithithia ni atiri ukethia we kwa thaitu kwenda wakira antu nyumba muntu bondo rirando area irando da loan nyumba haria no ntu nantu tukwenda betha bena nyumba cio na exempt from you ntu irambiru go, but there is no room ekuria biu kana abunge batiomeria nonto bother reasons.
You know Mheshimiwa Senator, quick a clip kwa ku make rounds kire mitandao right now. Ka former president Mwai Kibaki akiura si how did you suddenly become wise? Na ata we uramenyere manto yayo, you know, Senator, you were in the cabinet. The manto yayo nde yakuluka so no ore cabinet ine no ore dirikari ine. So how come right now ndio kuona ati manto yayo nde yatibu yati nibo abati kwithro bure na parliament yo buche? Why now?
Kankwire. Cabinet in Rwari cabinet kasi ya kwa Rwa home. Yeah. It is not that every time katwangiri cabinet ya manto yonde tu atu itkaniri. Yeah. You and your own opinion na manto na yange. But I would want to mention specific example yontunda kuiracha manto ya housing. Yeah. I was clear. Manto housing kuitanto irando mbesa na bakei baina mortgage is not right. I want to quote Kashagwa. Ke cabinet. Manto ya finance bill. Imurungu kera. Iwe ure we cannot tax milk. Brand na ndifa. But to hari to me binga lagi muna na to hari na to retikani akare ako to convince. Nondo bako desi manto mbecha Kashagwa ararea. Completely. So tutumba kun discuss issues cabinet, but I am telling you kulinto itawa kwa ambao collective responsibility. Ito harimba undi na yo. So nke okwera inkume what I'm talking about. Lakini ambao menye na brokeri, we have one big man syndrome problem in the country. Wamba inakuo okea kotueka okea kwa ilia okabicha na munene na mnono with some problems. Na at times ile mwe ayo and we tanya kando kundiscuss batu tuingwa mwera 1 2 3 is not right. So tika kuende omba kuwa to for example whether in part of cabinet. Cabinet batu we would want absolute power. Now when I become selfish, we cabinet urenda kwithira uteko urwa biuria nonto nature ni we muntu binadamu. But don't forget muntu ro wina constitutional responsibility ya kuput executive to account is the member of parliament. So when the member of parliament feels in his duty ya ukritik sheria wikirwa ya kuoria bioria, then we will have the problem that we have today. Tell me Bwana Martin, for example, buru tuerania okay, hakuwethira wena some bit of history at the owned constitution. Owned constitution, deputy president dike ya appointed ni raisi na mubutarira kwenda no tukuona mauntu yau the drafters of the new constitution po president dikakaringana irwa kura na deputy kenda pawe kuvuta deputy president ithithiata iritwao na kenda president deputy president they are accountable to the people. No, to is an elected deputy president. That was philosophy, new ideology. Ira yare on behind president within a running mate, bakaringira no con it is not possible como buta. No to work with accountability. Now you have a situation where despite kokari wo mauntu ya kari na okemenya that the power of impeachment iparlamenti yomba kuimpichana na ikariyo nonto article 1 katiba you are sovereign power belongs to the people na that power inenkairo elected representatives from exercise on their behalf ikariyo kwenye president yaka excessive kana ende abunge no ba impeach. Now I'm asking you, an elected leader process is obtain it long and supposed to be 10 years. Na president deputy aringairo kura kendaro kama farm and defend positions yantu. Look at how Gachagua was impeached. No ntuwa kuringana the truth na kwa factual na kuanti tanto bandi. Kida kaka Gachagua for example ari muntu selfish nambi au kinyara kinyete na tangu motetera kinyawe ka give up akawa oni consequences say impeachment ndiri the other kind kanasyo. But when you are you believe ye ntembe oni kaba ambura nde obene kaba oni wangera. Let me tell you kinywa mbegera research yanga kwa blow my hand as long as ni omankua ndombo tisho na viticho betekeria ngeme ani omene ndi. And because Gachagua was in the truth awure kwa bruto kwa ndombapa amuromba musama na manto yonde area awano face impeachment. Similarly nibunyenda wure hapana oni ku resign don't do impeachment ye kan me viate no to I knew and I am sure before God and in the course of time have indicated I never no go sanctioned ntaye manto accusation siranda inacho and I thank God because to tambunge at least bampere audience bandikira and approve kesi kwa yari yorongo although mine was political also no kuibwa so kan kwenda kuwa simply that manto ya mingi mno bumba kwenda to put it task yo ya tomba kwa ruwa oma because it would also be very irresponsible for you to sit in that office now with kuwa manto ome. People would want to ask for example no to mediko tomba kuwa omba kweta kuariata mapema you can't orionde na nyaba kwa kuuri bede na rume kinda kuri nyo wethe na mwe kuroku wogenda kuthurana utura ukiupa every minute akariform na akabwa then you kono kwa caught up with time na manto akuthuka so nyo bio ndo kugwera ati Martin kinyo kona have sat down for 9 months kanda provoked thank you muno no ndo tuomba woe umrekira onsamithia na ngakira buru ya mutane alafu ukeya untangaza meru ukiwa no kwaria uni and yet you are lying no kambwa no bo unsuguma konene I think I also need to respond.
So which is which right now? Na put into a clip ya Mheshimiwa former deputy president akiariria mantu ya Fertilizer na mithika linturi are CS then. But then mtu no achuria tiri so Mheshimiwa tokadia taburi kubwa because the last time ikurika na rimo akiaria ore chugu sometimes last year no were dirikari ba tu amuririe. So tutuombo mithama wou kaba tukaria au tukona kinya birabu kwa bikwaro kabikai ya crumbs cha mwate
ntikorea indawire na wago tukwenda kuita beyond ndawire kwingwa kwa mithika thirikari tikuo kwatuma babu buma thirikari-ini kaba tung'ang'anire wara nondu boura into biria bionthe nya bukioya Raila koyete nabio so kinya ketha nte thirikari-ini rauni bwamakira uni it is in that context uburi kuelewa kandera antu babu miru butumba kwambiria kurwa thai nontu thirikari kabo acuri bwaringire kura na you deserve service yabo nto waba slaves iba ku deserve service nontu kura cietu kana maendeleo yetu te ya marando ya kurira twaringire President William Ruto but we are moving forward mbere te guarantee to amuringira kura no tukaibanga onge na tukaibanga na we will not make a mistake ira twathithirie because we did a terrible mistake and I think I need to apologize on behalf kire antu bamiru na nyaga chago must apologize to the people nonto Uhuru nonto bautwe babange bonde twari nabo nonto twari hau bakiwa abasainirwa agreements kachagwa ndai send no William no itokumenya tutumba kuthithia agreement yambi itutikanitie so we trust in him because the area kinya owen kwere the problem is Buru William akwera no mwete kia wete Biblia eba ibu ya wete agwere he can easily lie with a Bible hawete so that's what happened niongo wetu kadithia so we didn't have a mistake
so
it wete ki dia tituruka na to mwera webyo kumenya batwe keep our hand trust
this is a friend okuwa ni bwari no chore nwe for over 20 years now utamuicie
ikoto urasia iboto kuri gato aritire bwana atia unia ngwere William Ruto and me wondo eno bici wena kiraitu one day ria Uhuru amutecete kabisa ito hatire obici neto muri njire gwende twahita mbere tukinya ambira imurungu kina aure methika twariti bwana ate batu twetirie William Ruto twetigirie Uhuru mwanga tutecau so mukume butani dia muntu na botathurana na botethira bwina issues yontu kinya matini utindauti na ndagura kwathuka na mbere uko ni vinci kanisa na everybody else kamithika uno no kumethika we tinya mwitikia muno komba kuthania ati mwetikika
kuri clip ire yakwenda tuchetherwa kidogo then we interrogate it ya former deputy president akiariria manto yaku akiarena nyumba mwe anteto Nairobi please Purity.
The same with the Mithika Linturi. And I had a fight with the president myself because President William Ruto was Minister for Agriculture during the Kibaki time. During Uhuru 1, that is the first 2-3 years, 2013 to 2016, Felix Kosgei, the head of public service, was the Minister for Agriculture. So when Mithika Linturi was appointed Minister of Agriculture, the president and Felix Kosgei were running the ministry. Mithika Linturi was just a flower girl in the ministry. And I can tell you, they wanted to fix him about fertilizer. All fertilizer at State House. Yeah? The president determines to buy from who, at how much. It is the president who does that with Felix Kosgei. So when they were trying to fix Linturi, when they brought bad fertilizer, and I'll give you evidence, the one that you want, because I think this is important. A company called Maisha Minerals and Fertilizers Limited, this is Defki, who is a partner of the president. He is also into fertilizer, and he is the one who imported bad fertilizer. Okay. So when the report came from KEBS, saying this fertilizer is bad, President William Ruto ordered Linturi to allow the fertilizers to come in and forget about it. Then they wanted to arrest Linturi and take him to court for this fertilizer. It is here. And I told the president, you cannot do that. You know, Mithika Linturi is innocent. It is yourself and Felix Kosgei who are buying fertilizer in State House. In fact, as we speak today, I want to tell the Kenyan farmers, today there is no fertilizer and the long rains are here. Because fertilizer has not been prepared. Because it's the president himself who does it. He decides from who at what price. And this has taken time. Okay?
All right.
And again, finally, The Russian government gave us 40,000 metric tons of fertilizer.
The donation.
It was given to this man called Maisha Minerals by the president. And another 30,000 metric tons from Algeria given to the same man. They blended and sold it to government. A donation from Russia, a donation from Algeria was processed and sold to the Kenya government at the same price that we were buying fertilizer from. And I would like you, now that I've told you, go and ask the Ministry of Agriculture, the fertilizer that came from Russia as a donation, which farmers were given free of charge? The ones that came from Algeria, which farmers were given free of charge? The president gave it to Maisha Miller, Defki, his friend, blended, packed, and sold to the Kenya government. They pocketed billions of shillings.
Were you a flower girl? Kiri Ministry of Agriculture? Kiri Drikari ya William Ruto?
You see, Martin, that question is subjective. We require some bit of objectivity. Kimauntu,
but former Deputy President Oua, former Deputy President Oua Mithika Linturi was just a flower girl. Kiri Ministry.
But understand the context here. Area kimantu ya purchase of fertilizer, right? Te mantu ne yonde. Kwe mantu de responsible. Mantu ne fertilizer, I'm not responsible. And that we are able to convince Parliament. Na Parliament ziramba kwiti. No giba mantu ne fertilizer. So issues se mantu ya kwa fertilizer, I was not involved.
You never told the Parliament that?
I did. That is why if you want to halugari ya
uni.
Yes, into sikana yo. It is true.
Yeah, actually no berere no berere NCPB and those other agencies ni bobi kusika.
Iba ora fertilizer.
So was it them kana the president?
No kuibwa. So oro kuibwa and deputy president akiwa. He is correct. Ni umakwa retka inanzu. Ndakuri mantu ya tuwa. Ilo kuereru hari kwa mimbe ukinyameri kenda kaya siaro. Nantuko ndo mburi mantu abiure biu. Ndendo thoma message kwa tweka no weke o na wibo kuwa turekana story ingwa buru no tumia ndomba kuendelea kama tamorio mendi kirite Kenya yonde na Meru yonde Ameru ponde mithika atema ntu yangererwa imantu fertilizer for how long kendelea kama tamirio yaitha
umirio
no kuibwa na nkwere mantu fertilizer yake yanda Central African Republic. Central African Republic were made around 2021 there. Natwara president in Central African Republic. Naraura inaondari. So ndari ngwene. So yao gwiwa kachagua akiwa mantua Felix nambi it is true. Ibo baadhi sa mantua story ile ko. Story. Now when the issue fertilizer with hayukara ngambi nambi ya kwa deficiencies ila tambi nambi nontu I always want to maintain kaya ga certain ingredients whether nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. The standard set whether 10, 20, 26 ikadreketa phosphorus ka nitrogen ikena mana 4 or 5%. Is no more mwate ukathe you eat you meant with 500 grams ukendwe you 40 grams wakona 100 grams or something. But burakuwa I was not involved. End of public service. Na kumhau iba bari mantu na ya yonde. That is the truth. That is true.
So wakamatire mutaraba yo meri yo the ni.
Mainly the minister wa agriculture. Na it is true president ni minister agriculture. Felix ni minister wa agriculture. Na iba kumenya. Na menye kwa limit utumba kwethiro ryo na barabara itangwithirikari ni. Ibo bomba kumenya the kind of problem. Ira twetha ciata antu betacio na ndikwirwa mantu iya ukareka meta kwindi ntererie kumenya exactly what is happening nura ciane hata mantu no you see ya harao movie eke woni kuria na hata mba inambini so woni ngita ciero nke na ma ngiro ya nandisi hai na minke mura jinata fertilizer umba gwethira imwe tebui na ambi what are you doing no gwibwa na ndo ene muno eno ndo woni de mundune nteko thiatia nteko menya ayo putekira
so what
kagwenda no ntikwenda kiuria ge buruke ya ko ya ringe and I thank God nontu nyamu iria ikaivune na untu kungi kendo ndenda mumiru na muntu ra wonde uthome message ine kuma kiu na bure kuwa tithoma Martin umenye ikuma ko no thome tuita kuanditi.
Okay, you made kire Amin DCI2
tarikiana
tariki 23 March 2024. Morning, last evening I discussed the issue of the fertilizers impounded in Mombasa by the multi-agency team with the head of public service. It has been decided that we release the consignment as we wait for the outcome of KEBS results. You may now proceed and arrange for the collection. Please coordinate with Mr. Karaoke, CP of mobile number, that one, if you may require any DCI assistance. Regards, Mr. Amin, DCI, CCOHPS.
HOP, you are ops, head of public service.
Oh, head of public service.
So kula kingo kwa namburi.
Yeah, like nitonto terere antomanto yo itarera wamba wa. Like why did people not know at the fertilizer ira yete na ya impounded
the kind of story that is not your question, Martin.
That is my question.
I want to raise the issue about story ya fertilizer. No to and questions must be in context. Ya boga chagua huwa. Awaga chagua huwa atia story se fertilizer Felix na mbibo baiji. No gwiba na uni ndi bingo kando kwera is confident it is wrong but Bruno ndunko and hantu bamero bamenya the kind of pain I have gone through na mandu yetumba ukira tutikwaria ido ngukwera ya mainge muno ko tumba wetokaracia but you can't keep quiet forever no to explode no ndo tukumba kuhele santu iko ndo ndakwere ndire in spite to complain kuwa issue na mina go fertilizer ne watwe kane kare I did what I could. Lakini this year I discussed the matter of the impounded fertilizer with the head of public service. Yeah. So it has been decided. Imenesto decided na undipotera. No, that's the question. Yeah. It has been decided. Eto ko YMB organize fertilizer ko you. So stop that question.
And you did that.
No kuiba. Stop that story. Kenda the way the kenda umenya wero kachagwa tikai nando na ndagwira nambi
so okay, let me ask this uri minister wa thirikari do like when a rotha kana na obligation ya kureana na direction zimwe onto yeyu
you see at the nini on direct one can be the information so the question should be ni hatanda thitherie kana ko thinda comply because I did not ndakirire kakwende ndo menya mauntu yake bango nambi ndiche tumba
uno so ina ya umire fertilizer rengie kwe kethura no rere wita kumia
mukira ndakire OMB organize ukoye ndi unta ndi transporter kana woni nte mbi nte for example mutumba wawe undi minister no gwiba na kwa ndi wakora na kwandi saindwa baba implementa mantu yontu bau then PS don't you batura yo then you do whatever you think is right to be done.
So mpumisia KEBS chawira ata about fertilizer nonto ariwa tweterete mpumisia KEBS yawira ata
whatever tweterete mpumi any.
So what was the result what was the report actually KEBS about fertilizer
report ya KEBS ne wire standard ira yari required itambi that is standard.
Kama uriatire waziri what should come first ne report ya KEBS kana ne weta kuwira fertilizer ina ambili ku distribute.
You see in where there is Honda na respect for Honda and institutionalism mantu ya bwiri flow kuringa na
because I'm wondering why nito kuwira fertilizer
so when
the results ya KEBS
zirungo gori hatere no ntombore no kwiburo kwirwa
you are the
no gwiba no ndakuri ate bodi ndakuri ate ukuona barwa burako kwirwa it means kinya way beyond the DCI true of us.
I do not know how
you don't know what to kuelewa chungu
mate kuelewa bubutangwe
ndikari indije okura ate it has been decided this year no impounded lakini yoyo mutiye nya agathire inya ero ni ko galugia so re what do you expect done wote kambe ni murume ndi nyenyi no ambire wata kwa the ku na issue ko wata ko galugia so jamaa ni waje pusi to nena mambo mengine
katu diria mato ya fertilizer na miarie ya former PSO ku Rono akiariria about fertilizer ya Russia because ni kwirikana ati actually kwire ko ari kinyana na mantu ati fertilizer ni umire Russia ireja na iraurira deep sea somewhere itamenyo na ata yetre then we are told fertilizer ne yukirwe reta kongelo sijui I don't know what so fertilizer je ya ayanirwe free kuma Russia inge yana free kuma Algeria how come muremi wa mpempe omero indendero fertilizer na mauria abo atendero ya 2500 why would that be please Purity
there was something which was mentioned in one of the news item to do with the fertilizers which came from Russia. You heard about it? Are you aware? Yeah. So I think you have the answers, isn't it? But you know, as we like putting things straight as a ministry, we got fertilizers, not fertilizers, we got the components of manufacturing of fertilizers from Russia are close to 34 metric tons in 2023. When we got those border from Russia, they were in border form for manufacturing of fertilizers because fertilizers have got different components. So this one came in border form. So what we did as a ministry through NCPP, we identify through open tender a producer of fertilizers. You are now calling it to be granulated. So we look for the fertilizers manufacturers, and then we got one of the farm who agreed to, based on the pricing, to granulate and manufacture fertilizers from those particular component of fertilizers by adding other components. When you look at the percentage of the fertilizer, depending on which fertilizer you are producing, if it is, of course, planting, it has got different components, plus the same component from Russia. If it is top dressing, it has got a different component from the same component from Russia. If it is for maize, it has got a different component. If it is for coffee, so we look for a farm.
Waziri, so mabu angoni na abureba fertilizer ya ni ya kuma Russia. What is the real truth nonto? Okay, kwethra ya ni as a donation murimi enderu yoni na what really happened kire yo nonto Gachagua ariwa te fertilizer ya nenkaniro kire muchore wa president. Your former PS na ni recent, by the way, just recently kinya PS ararasi after Gachagua aretwira ati kaya nenkaniro yeta kuongelwa I don't know what.
Indeed, I received fertilizer from Mombasa. Na PS ya kuorongo te 34 metric tons. 34,000 metric tons era yumire Russia. Na te waki another 16,000 kumani ya Algeria. So tuonere free fertilizer 50,000 metric tons. Hizo toaero as donations.
And
so te date. Na de ku receive menyate komba kwa fertilizer ukamata na murio wikira rimbi iri enkuniana isadicha ituro witayo. So after we receive Mombasa, I hand over non to ba ke meri I kuambi NSPB. Eta kudidi ata kenda ntomba kwewa. But burau karini ati fertilizer the 50,000 metric tons boko hathithikire ura wiwirwe directions ya Nairobi State House ni that fertilizer heu ni nenkanirwe ki that company ithiithirwe formulation kenda andu yuma 50,000 metric 34,000 metric tons kana 50 is iritwe ye raw material kende produce fertilizer inyingi nkuruki but kinyage thanianirwe tumirwa raw material ki company you the still the company ni enderia thirikari.
How did that happen?
Kokuria hau nangigwira
no nturi yokia kwitha fertilizer mheshimiwa katwa ayutheri as a country arimi kaba ayutheri then how come ni enderwe thirikari na thirikari niyo yaanite fertilizer ira raw material
niye kweya ukonenkera wewe manufacturer na wewe itenda you supply fertilizer watiko eto antu raw material we umetumire uthithie fertilizer raw material twenderi.
How much did you benefit? Or what benefit that on fertilizer?
How?
I don't know. Did you?
Benefit the other?
Did you benefit?
I did not. At all.
Ekwendwa thirikari who benefited kumana mbechira cia
umure. Menya, you see what you need to do to know what kiwa companies yeri na niyo kaonde kuleta fertilizer. Ugiwa? Ina niyo kai onda egureta fertilizer. So baraba hero onda ibo banenke raw material. Na badithia fertilizer be ya badithia ta na barendia. So
and no issue matter out there karika.
Ndaiye. Handa iro for lab lita they ya kumenya what happened. No to remember branko ndo wata. Menya branko ndo wata. Baro area ntiko ndo milita. Ndandikiro ndero ngwa and receive fertilizer. Ndi Mombasa ndathwa ni donation. No kuwata. Ndawatwa nimbi da main donation. Ndiko main donation ni fertilizer. Ngwewa fertilizer. I was very happy. Teta nambaze nda nini nda aria those niceties nambi. Fertilizer turona meri ni rauma. So and when is spending ndabera fertilizer turoni ndireta. So mantu yaye kweya. You don't have what happened. Nande ko menye ndio ndo those companies standards ila sieri sinankanirwe fertilizer siofiro. And I even written a letter on them for them to them on 27th. Nkibera ndo abonde bakwe fertilizer hey. Eno to safeguard. Ya nto mebon kirundu kiambira ndabera bahabwe berhene supply fertilizer thidwa company ne ko ni farm composition is the standard. Ida baka fertilizer baka thidata bakareta before delivery. And in case there is any question, the letter is here. It is before parliament. Again, all correta anything you got below standard to me put to account. That I did. So kisanga chene kwe ya Martin. Hiyo ndio rasia kumanyane hata go karika. I looked very stupid. Ntona ndina in such a situation getting mount ya kiri dikotokomea. Just like when I went to defend story mamto ya fertilizer igira wa imwe fake na hangaingi mbunge ndegureke kuwa na ku defend na story mundo national citizen produce bond ya mbagi yaringwa ndhe ungera enyo yenda irwarimi nimbi nankane ndante kumanya twemerita endero nenda twekera wa fertilizer and when I saw it no hapana, this is not what we sell. Only then to be given a contract ya sign on the 31st of March 2022 ileta uibachwe itwa 51 capital ndi atomite ili au I was not the minister but you see dawo itathirikari ukamata merio kinyeta hario and this was even worse neo hari worse ya seinato itauru na munya embi I minister that time no gubwa but you see mandu yari ya umbuthukire nambi antu batiwata kana bethiatha bamenya what was happening but that's the story. So okay agwiba muntu akiwa tika inandu but you see tika witokera cha remember the responsibility a cabinet minister ikureta good image ya thirikari na ukaria thirikari ngwe ya kuria bivyo kuria ngwe members of parliament ngwe ya bunge so nyanko na thirikari mantu athuki ntoba utaona kitangasa because I'm part of it but you see now whether when the king is naked you must also tell him no ndwende there is nothing else that you can hide gongo gura pregnancy has come to term no lazima dithiate mwana asiarwe no gwiwa dona it is unfortunate that this has to happen now but you know there was no other opportunity kanda anta sukumirwe kenda bethiate bomba kuwa thiate kwaria no ntukire atio ngikira no ntukwiciria kiubisi no kiri lakini uratu ukira ini nkuthukirwa rietwa ini ngwakwa nantu akona kandi complicit
so then uri thirikari ne mushimo did you ever no ibaswe aka kwiro gukinyoka doubt president maybe kumanena mantu irabu ku with the cabinet really, without really
many times at the extent one time I even trying to resign
oh really
buru and I can't at America no gwiwa
irereu
you see what had happened kwe muntu wetu wagatangugi na Dr. Mwiti Dr. Mwiti came to be amira medeka ministry ekuto mwana to South Imenti witawa tangugi kwari on Wednesday so please don't remember operatram PCK Petroleum Company of Kenya na ni prastato under the Ministry of Health Ministry of Agriculture momentini ain director tamura mukuru bururi amantu yankathithia so tuitikaniria nkathithia ndeta kware on Wednesday on Friday gazeti notice ya yumire Friday yaumire ngasiti notice na kabuta ngugi abuti ngugi na
yet no more appointed
na ministers ibo theri pate otikyo ba chaina kawikira wa marietwa kingasiti notice wa kare awodi thitie so I had to protest not I had committed myself on a Wednesday kin Dr. Mwiti na ndamwankathithia so nyuma ngasiti notice ekiwa ni saini mitheka hakwengao hatangugi ndaiba no this is unbearable utombekana no nto my first complaint yare professor Dhuranira nawe ora vice chancellor wa Meru University ari chairman wa college ya agriculture no gwiba western etambukura so inyo abutero ndekirwa rieto pa kingaseti notice hengi ngwene imetheko ribukite ni mucore okwa nantije I got very man ndaurika ngwiri taritara wate so I complained so when this happened they then no it can't happen munena na ndandika baro akwa government printer nkiu hantu bate woni appointed so munena hichoka we met amira metheka nini tamuri how tamuri mimi have a constituency in Meru utibu antu ba Meru bomba kubuta wangu ine ngekirwa muri ini kuthithia ate ndura mbutite muntu nte hawea kinyandi committed amira wachi yo tarekebisho Felix aringirwa thimu kwa tukagathithia ate ya correctwa ibongo kwira that is how, those are some of the conditions iranto bari tacho ngwenda batumba kwaria working situation ya nende na itara kibaki probably is completely different no gwiba so ukenda kumenya mantu amainge mbati kuona kuona mukunga yuko umaruye na yo hakwira kingangi ikiaitwe no buru witikiria kingangi ikithetia atia yaya kwarua na yatumbika katu gwarende utukumaka but that is the truth
uhusiano bwaku bwa kuritaniria ngui na end of public service Felix
was very bad onto atenda anything ekwaria na mauntu yakwa no ntike enda mantu ya that was very bad na tiri mwaka na yairi
kumbiko kia tumi utachokere bange bachokwa
I don't know but I was telling it was very bad no nto kinya ko appoint ku renew contract ya kubai wa AFC yari out of protest na ndareta thina ndare omuria I signed it off kinya kwa point Bruno afa barua irio hambira hapana mwanga ikinya EACC handungu kunya ringi ke munene tamwere this can't happen kama untomba kwa number 1 alafu kutuweka hatiri nura non public service and public service date kwenda tamwera ata damura kutumba ambire teni buthithia ate kwa point 1 2 I said no tumbikana I did it the unika bankengwa lakini mandu yatikarikana on there's no fairness yes so, na number 2 utumba kwethe wena parastato wena anto 40 26 basi mu one tribe
in your ministry okay waziri tukurite anto bakuri kiuria rwari kiri turi kubera nwejete na I would like kuthoma some of these questions ira bakuri and then tukithimo inkai kuma kiri mutegeri umaru wa USA donated good brand USA okay Arua USA donated good brand fertilizer freely to give to Kenyans but exchanged it with most fake fertilizer and sold it to Kenyans at a very expensive price. What poverty made him to do so to a peasant farmer? Good fertilizer you made America?
Udiri.
Okay. Kindly ask him whether he is ending to Wamunyoro.
Wamunyoro iko
Kwa former deputy president.
What is exactly there?
Who are the real cartels in the miraa sector? Nibua kureritwa Alveno Jovinda.
Time is aila. Ibo menda kuwa. Because I did my best to set things right for the miraa sector. Onto indayire na sheria. Sia kubanga sanity miraa sector. But when I was in that process, ekuthithia no tukinyabo no tu inakatero wiwara cia nambi watandonera antu mairira thokiwa methika must go no gwiwa. So why I'm saying time is a healer mantu moye ta beyond no I did my best na my mind is very clear because I wanted the best ya antu wetu because inya ondi murimi chato kwende wariga cha muntu timenya amira na atrima. So president ira ari mawa awire akai aika Biblia ndi akawa na katero semira yanda ariko I think even the prices were better than they are today. Kanon twende kwa tukamithika baba enda kuwa nwe na thina ri kakwendini na tikubwa. So the president must answer that question. Not to know in charge of the country. They are na ura kunenkira kindiki that responsibility. Let me wish him well. Haritengwe mantu yethi atia.
Would you say ni kwa rina kana kuna cartels
You see mantu aya thikira wa kantu wathwana cia mantu ya maingi muno na te antu baba ingi batigwenda bakaranthi turisona out together na antu by na speed. Mira I was going to sell through that problem. Nonto inyankiuma ko indando setinya committee na ndamegishwe nyonto ndaru ya Bruno a CEO wafa na motweri indirector on directorate miraa nonto baba ina history na bakome mantu ya miraa wayethe thia kari kenda batumba continue na he na that problem. So I left before we could deal with the situation but not because thirikari riowo na antu bangi bayo unyanka ba wish well na kioria kira ke beyond woni munene na ansai na thinga bana na igwya na belesere suka tu patient tuetere tone bothini yukathirwa lakini mithika is not the cartel no kuibwa na ndina uma the better it is resolved that problem the better even for me no ndunyane ndi nyani mire kwantu ya irandi so problem yaba ni ndinyo unmi ama farmer so pain ira muri myomira kuibwa I feel it ira weria kuibwa I feel it o mayani I feel it because that is basically what I do.
So CS wa agriculture da ina gazetere mauri ya miraa is that even practical?
Ntikwenda critique ngwizi antu bara banki. But you see in any normal market economy the forces of demand and supply is just if we do say top prices. But you see rand sheria uno ninda formulate kinya mera pricing committee yari usetting guide guide market bura kenda kumbo protect farmers so na kunga set price kanambi nebwiri ku inform very many factors so it is not and within power ekuthithia wo lakini decision making process ya kumenya ngekira mauri fulani yonto umba kuwa pure karikana na kanino ntenda ndina position ya gweria kumenya.
Okay. David there Kimarurua, which way politically wa Munyoro ama William Samoei Ruto?
You see, Bwana Martin kinya ndiri ukona kugwira when I'm here today I want to hear people bambire what they feel. Na tutira area in exactly pura mauntu ya kari whether our promises have been delivered, have been kept or not. Na te muntu omwe aina you know a quick fix a solution a problem that we see in the country. This neko require like minds and to muno. This country requires a Kibaki moment. Era ya 2002. That is what I want. That is what I can foresee a situation like that one. So right now, remember, one thing that you need to know, those that are scientists, but we are like pose, no group, repel, and like pose attract. Na antoa rango ndo kuira convergence ya ideas ne kareta antu together na principle na ideology ira bainasio. So okay on board here whether I have an history or no well I have an history with the current president going for decades. But okarande as an individual person that okauria whether internally as milika treatment ya brandi dhiriti as an individual kwethira pomba kuendelea no sore I will tell you we will continue as friends but bwaki anto no sore watura but politically tutumba kwethira kuendelea tu as friends tutendelea kuendelea tu as friends not to the promises that he made to the people of Meru have not been kept. Mantu yari te atumite tuwatanira kuwa for example serikali ya nusu mkate hakuna kwa kitendawili muganga na nini he broke the promise no gwibwa kwa tuika ntuwire badu tu yana chatera ngwire twathithirie kemu ewagisha barabara igekirwa budgetine ya kucia kwithiria there is no budget nya yumbe bakiya ukachua bakira wa ate barabara ikathithwa anga kwa karwa. You know, there is no projected rikari idhikaite na budget. So kwa budget iteo wasichukulia sisi ujinga. Kenya bwa yumbe ibatu iba serious. No gwibwa. So ngokwera kwa tuweka amero te wonu kuthithirwa. Na byo ndo ngokwera nyara on defire ke renda ranga imonitho somewhere. Renda abe iba vumilie ne that they deserve service. Te favor. No, they voted for government. They require service. Manto ya kuwa thirikari kari tanguyo mwe ntena problem na antu bonde non taxpayers. Iba bwirio savai omwe non very bonde deserves service as a country. Lakini utumbo mbele Martin pomba kuru thirikari bucho thirikari rigoto era babwe baba iko metete yonto eta kuchwa thirikari baishi ba university akiri mwere mbecha yonekana wero kwenda huko. You know kwa mtongo wetu Martin Kinoti. Martin Kinoti hanga are coordinator wetu manto yundi nambi. Kinya woni and those people that believed in me. Na baadhi dia de tucho adhikari baise fa fix somewhere in government. Either ke biashara kiite onto fulani ibaurire medeka urire ibaurire nyabo bateo na batikomba access na. Ngwende kunyaba kwandika na barandika na just the other day. muntu ate kuona that access ate gutetheka no no mirombo coka kira ntu wengi bera bwariria ringi bakuthikira ate it can't
urari na president maybe kuma reu kuritetene kia CS maybe no tulokuwa no muchoro ku candidly umuria so ni tonto ntachoke tene yako kia CS
ndagura twari no tariki 10 ya twari na
bishops
I tried to ask him, I'm sorry, mantu ya karigite ndi ya well you are a victim of perception. Kanko mukuti, a victim of
perception.
Okay, perception kwa victim of perception ni kuada. You see, itare thina yambiririe Martin, au ndi face him. Tamwira ndwe ya chagwa na uwe mbira munene uno ndo umende mushoro ku for longer time nguruginye gachagwa. Kako ina problem mbelewe kana ni ata. No tureta cabinet ni mwamba bakare yako ya. Ambira mendeka hakuna jinda kabisa. Ndamwira no, tell me the truth. Hambira utena problem. Ndamwira no komenya kinya tariki 14 July. Itwe dine gachagwa kanisene Southimenti kuthithia Harambee. Ambira tanda kwa hata kukato atakupatie pesa ya kutoa. Hakuna shinda. Ndamwira ni sasa. Lakini amburi lakini hata wewe sababu ni rafiki na wewe ni rafiki yake. Enda pia usikie kama hakuna kuna any problem. Mume unda thivia buru kiuma kuria ne hata kwa nae kuna problem. Takaje kwambira uni utite ina twinio. No matutumba ndanda matutumbo cyo thirikari rimba tumba kuthukia thirikari bwana sinya tutari cover. Na ngwene utibwa wananchi twabathithiria. Ambia mithira the only problem I have. Naruto uni problem wirimbi irio problem ni iriku ambire to mwire mbira problem number 1 twetikanirie na huwa nukumenya inyambire to thirikari tuguma thirikari ne twabuta muntu wangema engwa twamu replace na muntu ngema ambire that is the main problem nonto batu andu betu bahebutwa pakathidiata pakariplace abangi ambira number 2 muntu ari na problem yire number 2 ibantu batu to chwa thirikari twero nende hila yati ko thirikari to chuite mana yangu eri yarimbi kwa tuika muntu akathidiata akeyeta thirikari ingi so unu dibyo to wete batu bila to wetia andu betu babutwa ibekirwa andu betu uyu are yakagoda ma minister na thirikari ingi akwenda those are the only problem andacho kenda mwira so riambire the victim of perception ndamenya obono ndura uni ndarindire kwa be fair na kwere kumenya where the problem was na yo kinyau tatumana tayunga owalo mheshimiwa ora wa minister of education tamwetana Mugisi right and thank you my own colleagues no parobana owalo Machogu Muvuria no gwiwa kenda padidesha to diplomacy tumemando yathira so mbere woni nyato hinya tarik 14 tu yagoya ara tuenga mbere so utimando personal utindu erio
kana maybe babu atomi bweta wete 10 billion
dono rongo tente ku nobody is man to ask for such money bese chawite 10 billion u adideti ata siambi that was yaba haruite bongwa no gwiwa it was not true kairwe
why ni tonto president akaria kiri national media houses au ate deputy wena amwetire 10 billion na bwithiro no rongo
ko kamaka ya na wite ke national tv manto na yagetha no rongo ka ta wite uteo akaya na serikali nuchu ata wite kana na wite na wite has he kept his word ata wite uteo akinya kutweka hateza his deputy pura atezi ne uru na wite ata wite so why do you trust him now? Why do you think he can't lie? What go yangu go ya wadre medeka itukwaria kama banga. I'm telling you it is not true. And by the way kangu irende. You see nyo won't blame my friend kuando medeka hugira hatiraria. You know you've had a problem made for some time. Na uninde tunangende tekwaria mno. But you see our friends as well. Siasa eno tumba kuria wewe nka. MCS babo onde varia kuna shore bako muno. and there is no kankwire in the current leadership we have a good crop of MCAs. Those are true patriots. Barano bakwire in the yeto, and they mean well for this county. I wish Ameru bambo batikira. Non to baraki nyoa baambi patendia mongo, patendia andi. Right? So, rea baambire neibeja na tokaria na denira bainasio na ambi bambere mito medeko ambiria koro thirikari kana okambiria ku MBCD tukaurwa muno itu baba buru please ende oninyo gira gwakwa iba urwa hari ibo bambikire muromo ndahinga muromo ndakira bambira katutethwe katuritengo cietu tone. I kept quiet, and the last time ndahari was in December. Na ndeko hari in December kindikia betere the next day kwawe barantu bana avera mantu ametheka nini narekane ametheka ibangi kichiacha na mbinontu whatever misema ninya weta antu bamitano ntu niacho
ukindikira MCAs barekane na mantu yaku
that time yes ini nkubadhukiria so baigwe yabere metheka no abudhukiria mantu ya no ntu kakurwa thirikari by the time kuwa na kindiki nathikirite enda thikire no ntu nubwa baera na nkwendo gwira kwa kuomburia even one time tariki kende ngugwira when I was the president tukwari president aringire kindikithimu amuriana ndiri uyu mtu anaitwa Linturi huko Miru unajua ni mtu yetu amwira medhika ndiye ameharibu Miru yote on speaker kindikena kane on speaker amwira medhika ndiye ameharibu Miru yote ni mtu mbaya nini ndio ndigerete ndekuwa ndio mtu ndo amuria thiri mithika ni mbaya kuliko Raila na ana defender ndani ni wa mwirire buru amwewe tafuta yeye munge ndugu yako lakini niko na yeye hapa amekuja kukustaki nogwiwa ino ndamwire wewe ndambi change yae na lazima change style ya approach ya mauntu a style up nogwiwa no ntmanta matharau kwando kuba ubochwa ino ndande gwiwa kuruba mwebe sima Miru ibe ubachwa no nto Amiru batena antu angeawita no eba kuona ari akwi asa brother no ntumithika ate akwi so baindetera thina ithici yakwa so I was trying to tell munene nyethe uninko no Amiru kama tetho thina cia thirikari na ciaku and I'm not here so era muntu ndepithio ku a style up no yathimo na thikira ya Amiru no gwiba ira muringa era kenda muria lakini ndamwe no kumenyo nto kithithia mantu yao no kumeno thithirie kwenda mithika akwa Amiru wonde bakwa bamatukite nara no nto muthakora no twere tutina thina nawe lakini mwana akuruba njori na akuruba ndugeto patumba wita ke mwana muria anything so no nto no kinya kire hatubetu na bathikire it was in that context kenda buringira thimo kenda no ende hantu nyawa bantu ametheka awa metheka no muthungu kabisa no thuka cia Miru na nambi hamwe mutafute na tutona no ende na bumbu
so watafutire
ari atato njwa aura taria un nyanga kuone message
okay katu SMS inkai I mean Facebook comments inkai churi kiru ketu kutulurie CS Mithika Linturi wa Mutarakwa Timau former CS are you vying 2027 governorship do you believe were it not for impeachment Kawira can beat you in 2027 comment on Munya's statement to Governor Mutumas as interim governor tuambirie na uko interim but first senator tukiria tukithimo ithatu alafu tuchoke
ene nganza thimo kana nganza ya
let's katuambirie na thimo mbere
okay
kamno hello wero hello
Hello.
Hello. Okay, agora. Hello, Wero. Hello.
Hello, Gichunge.
Yes, sir.
Habari kumukuru.
Ikazana.
Oni mbuyiburu.
mbere nkethire munene okwa Captain Mithika Linturi.
Ndoyo uketheka.
Mwite Dan kuma Githongo.
Karibu sana Dan.
Mwire turi amiru itugwiritwe. Na aswa batu tuafuazi banyume wau turigwo yeka tuthinjiri no ntu iturare tuinyo twakinya mwisho.
mbere mbija ki mantu zo ujenderete ambalie mantu zaire ja tatu jari president arari centriment
na ndaika inkai please
ituonete zaire president Ruto akujana aja miru atongere bara baingi MP ibomukira bakare munyomura mantu lakini bemura bakine ina at least wenye tatu wande ko bemura ko baka nyomo no retie aja jonde tukuira nuko wandika lakini borabo wandika riri kwithirwa tuga for example centriment president arejete kanisene MP o centriment yerungama akaina akaga kuga mwera lakini sisi rais centriment tutikuira mantu ya maendeleo kile kitu kuromba igento kimwe tutikire turetere maromba na 3000 na nde batu tuore tuyanto ba centriment twadure mutongere wetu ikaye maromba 3000 abata president atero turie marua tukorombere maromba ya turikane nago aje ne mantu ya maendeleo Kwandere ituduri nteto tayu gichunge na mbere mani mbere mbalia ki manto ya mujandra turiwa tu centriment ituduri na tutena mujumbe twi bombe ni atireke chunge ituonete ore thirikari ya Ruto inyanyasi te atongere beto bamiro bara twadurire batu bedo abe biongo bieto na reguru mono ituonere ora miveka aure na inya oni am very sorry nonto inda atumero mono ifo mangava no oreo yenda to ambira gwinsa itukiwa manto ja metemba I'm very sorry wendro inda atumirika kuraga mwana wetu na iriari zera ze manto zo rongo na rairo ndezo menya umare ari nonto nare hange deri ni muchema nyo na wangi kazi moto ari ngiro to ugeni ojo indi to kuona ora president ira Ruto ora gete ana beto nonka yakinya mwisho ya chokana ndero tererunge te meveka ke oragi no kuona gachagua no mount no mulima na oragirwe no kuona moturi hena oragirwe no kuona bange bondi oragirwe na bari ora wono ntubo kwaria uma kichunge tukachure kiro twachuri atire kwatwe ko uma antu babo nde bakwangu bo babuku endere ni hata kwa tweka Ruto nwe mwega ake utubuki na iriari mantu jara jonde akuga akavivya utinya bo mwako vivya icho kuinga apa kuinga mivika tueterete mero akristi torikanu nyanjira ikodoka naja ativya atakinya kodivya rai no kuona ile akweja arezete ake kuga kuwa mantu zange igoro zange na nde batu itono kige chunga tore antu bamero na nande tolira mezekari ntore atire no ntoto yantu bamero na tuyaringi mukura bamero na tore atongere ba Mount Kenya na tuikia ada kwenda gutwikia batu twenyume wau kichunge na batu totenyuma totenderea go support William Samoei Ruto kaire kumerau na batu tore amero turenda Ruto na kindi kioe ibae ke Meru County ibae vanile antato cha Meru buru no ntoi tuize Ruto inyaka ituna ntoja zo aero ja Meru kutige bo mobo karizu inyabo muou ima ntozo rongo no tono kona no mere guru yangare na ndeka ima ntozo rongo akeja kanisene no to ibakarere ndego na MP vero na ndo tema endero bwezi support nini aketa no dire na ndiro kona mtota kirema na mujumbe ureo futi sonjowe erunga mamura na nini ntakwa manto ama maendeleo nonto neije Ruto te maendeleo agaita Meru shona ndi kyogo to mitokwera mede karentori iba kwatane na tongere bange baraba kwenda kukomba Kenya akina Gachagua akina Bafuturi akina Matiang na tongere bo bange bonde bagwatanire peze twiziro tuyamwe tuchwe thirikari nge nonto thirikari ekore mojore kawirere merwe.
Thank you, Dan. Asante. Atekege. Hello, Hero. Where are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, karibu sana mkuru turari nao.
Turari na Mutegi bore.
Karibu sana Mutegi. Uru watea.
Nige tunjiga siasa tuli.
Ikyo.
Gangu bwambere gangu ndo soga yemezeka lento lenkazo sana. Nondo baguma na gatwera oma. Mwanga na arua tukumenya Ruto nweu. Jondo. manto ya yonde methika ekira wa manto yonde ya fertilizer ya wini ndete getu obo methika ya mambo fertilizer lakini thaiga ngumwira ito sore andegero ntu tumete ntule mena bwana methika ntule mbua methika ntule no kuigwa getheka
auketheka
kangu ya tumete amwe enda mu campaign era 2007 2013 lakini katokuwa metheka tuwenjera lakini njira ruto katuwayo ntu kinywa to wato jo gweru to renge bate to tesoka.
Okay, thank you Mutegi.
Ni wera.
Asante. Another one. Hello Wero. Hello. Oui.
Aya.
Hata moyo.
Moyo.
Karibu.
Yo mwajiriwa.
Okay theka.
Moyo. Ayo oi. Yo oi. Alawa oi ya me. Oi ya ga ya oi. Awo odi ya ria. Amea oi mo ai. Amea oi ya te yui Ave oi ba ma ya te yui mei ava ya o bigwa. O ai. Yo me yo oi wa ya o ma. O wa o ai te o ya ma ya. O ma ya te yui mei. Ore ani o ma ya. O yo ma ya te yui mei. Yo ai. O ai. Ba ya mo. Uma ai oi ya ji. Ai yo ai o mo wa. Ha o ba wa. Ai yo na ku ya. Majinu ya wa ya. Awai wai dewe ya wa awai mo yi me ai bo de dei. Ai ai bo de dei ya wa wai.
Okay mo.
Oi me ya o ai bo de dei ai.
Okay.
Oi yo ma ba.
Thank you. Asante moyo. Another one. Hello Wero. Sorry. Hello Wero. Where are you? Sorry. Hello Wero.
Hello Martin.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello sir.
Habari yako Martin?
Unimbui kabisa.
Keja mheshimiwa Ministerial Ntuli.
Toyo uketheka.
Mwere uji wata kwa mbasa.
Karibu basa.
Mantereke ruiga. Kambere mbere ntato jinja kumpangu ye mheshimiwa Ntuli kimwaki. Muri kambere uli ntona pataresa inga miture miru yondera ura. Otondona. Alafu kulina nimura kwe mantuja juru kete jatuba ati miri kakandikire antu abengi muno ndene miru. Ke wikenge. Alafu nande keja mujera ndike ukije ni kwenda nguli nande. Dirikali ya Meru County. Ina ndi mutumara mijukirie ati adiri ya mweli ya rubisine. Lakini go kuoneka kwa ikere kuningwa muno ndene Meru County. Kuikalele kuningo na zidi kumenya nimbio. Mtura mutuma dulera ndingi noro lira ni Ministerial Ntuli. Nanu akwenda beti ya dirikali bainawe. Lakini wajirikira tu dikali bali bitone maumoja na kwa dikali unindu mwe. Pamoja na mbike kulinge tuma. Na mbia imantu jatubu ikabisa kiti the running of Meru County. Kila sabara to ale na baba mabambire kulinge tuma nte kumenya baba kubuganya kabaka churo ngwe panenkona ndikana ne atia. Andoma uni niye kunga ya mgeji Ministerial kaba mutuma. Time wewe ngwa ekulinge likale kabiniti na mjije ni. Ande kwa sembuli ewe kaneka kubeti antubaba. Antubaba abete ibanye mutuma na ndiki abo mubi. Kuna gikosi kingi kujuruka. Kigisa ita kurumaga kwa koromone. Gishuga mturo te itangu kwa kutumete siwe jezwele tu ni mutuma. Kuna neba kujuruka bakiwa kwa mumbecha mutuma akulea. Na tusiko minyantuba inaba ina mutpati mo ofisi. Ambira tubamiri bategere tuna propaganda lisibare jire baba inge mono. Bakubukia zirikale yetu nayo. Na oni kaugabwega na muzika na tuwate zirikale nyine ya wakanya antubamiri batirende kutoka ndoa nikajiri.
Thank you Basa.
Kenge mbere jadira bwana Martin. Kamugeli tukemwe. Mtu wetu andani murongo. Ndani murongo aranyia. Ukengura dali ni murongo bwa kuona mitumba kwa muzika letu. Nenda muzika letu ile chua kijana ndiye atajwa murongo bungi. Mabenya tuna ile Ketumendi katumenye uroli kumujumbe roli kumwakati wa 27. Na utene alijibwa kutochwa mujumbe Ketumendi na mchwa bakala ndunguru. Enge ya mchwa batekala ya ndunguria ndani kudunguzaga au mambo agetange au madirikara akalekana nyo. Kwa une mdote stable. Na mndani yake atakulinga kiasi jana stable. Ndio ndo bamwe roli ni bamu menye beje kiasi ndinga. Ndio Martin.
Asante.
Bwana mbona kera mmezikale mure tuinawa. Na ito kaenda kuona utongere ba ora mwiza bukali. Thank you very much.
Thank you. One last one. Hello Wero.
Hello.
Yes,
Rugendo Rwa Giciaca.
Yes, karibu yetwa.
Ngetherie muno bwana.
Toya uketheka.
Naru akwari mantu akiao muno tukiture tukimenya atitwithithia itwari tukwaire twanya mutoto wa timwambo Fertilizer. Bati naho tukumenya uma kurura wango wakirika mantu ya mantu nana kwenda kunyangalia to yawe. Na ikitunga tupole sana kuzo watu muzukiti na tukora wanagwa na hivyo kama ni Ministerial ya uma. Tuntutue na toleria tuetera katukiri tiantoa era tuetera antoa era teka aigija karoja kari. Ninde za aigi tumuromba atoni kajira tangira kega. Tumeka ture kam ture uru ntumiru ne akinyangi kerembere buru. Kwa sana bwana Lietwa.
Thank you Lietwa. Okay. Atu yukienge please. List 2. Hello Wero.
Hello. Na tabuli mwana Gicunge.
Data nchamba.
Sasa munene umetoa litandi kwa sababu ya pajoa.
Karibu bwana Richard.
Kadera mheshimiwa pole sana na tudo mwana na mpongeze mwiri bwa mno ndo wakuyana batu mwetwa itware ane aruto karaja. Na mwire batu twisi wini ngwenda ichile ntore te makosa ari ya Fertilizer ruto alita gora ba moni no ngo endele na PS wa itandara bongwe ezeko tebwa menya. Bakosa yetu ake buru no batumero ba meteka ba banke tare abimbi ai ile tuteza sia Mount Kenya. Nawi makosa ina bati kutuera sole ya kinda ba ke ba wa batu abi ba doke ye muno bonde abunge ba Mount Kenya. Aka BPI ile faida ke batu ba ke ba nu unge manto amira. Eka Fertilizer bise Fertilizer te no longo lakini manto amira mwire munya e pro tutezia. No ya ko no tutezia no ringe ai wa asili wa GICHUNGE. Mwire kinya abo amiru na boba te iba na chulia muno Antoni ariko. No to maulia mira ya ngiri wa 8 ye kinya ngiri 8. Mkoka musema nyo ba kwizirie na ba anene ba nkadera mira mwire beka tele mira ne to kwimenya. Na nyozi na ya mumero ba yende atora kozira otibyo dai na bio. Mwanga ta i mwire iba wa tane na tongeria bangi. Tuite tu komwe nero manto yo rongo ba ruto ba tu to miteringi na toka nyuma. Na kura cha sai na chitiri ngwano na mbesa. Sai ile mtu atumira mbesa ya nape wa kura. Abunge ba mero voze ba ingiro ba jaro. No na kinyanga ba na ingiro mo jaro ya nyo te mtu ingiro mo kururinge na to ka ruto kura no to bonge na mero ro ba ka to kana neku. Ba to to ku na ba mero tu ingema. Na to te ya kwa muntu ba muntu ya ke zwa makamga na ke zwa nya intado se yote kana ba tu to ba ba lami. Atoe kizomo, atoe maendeleo. Vito kwa di maendeleo tuti kuweza kuntari wa muntu. Maendeleo tu kwa yata. Tulia mira, mbele sia mira. Ete kita mira ta dia dinari. Eka tu kadia ta muntu kinyoke zwa. Ilo kala isi wala tuti dia mira. Kwa utotezia. tote mereka rote kwa toka ngiro abala chala miko ego mo ngara kumpwesi kwa kia na betova abo maboya na tira de okure soka atu tiro tumena kwirwa tuinanga bo ngabo te mtu to ya ba tu ya chembra na ito ngwezi kwa maendeleo na mereka ta abwa ko oteso tumagoro ayu to ringi basi to ebele kiwe ya.
Thank you Richard. Asante. Thank you. Atu wikiengemwe. Hello Wero. Wero.
Hello, Wero.
Yes, sir.
Ojo mwita kenyo vuguvugu kuma savimenti bwana Gichunge.
Habari vuguvugu.
Ni mbega muno.
Twina bukuru bithika lenturia.
Ukethia munene ogwo kwa.
Uketheka.
No mwire na aru tukwigwa ubaba manto. Naru ni ro twamenya ora twatherirwe uani president wetu William Samoei Ruto. Lakini nande na wo mwere nande akaigwa kine ina no turatu turi andiro tukumenya uma tukuthirwa itukuona ora twathirirwa nene betu bonde bagicwagirwa PSS ginyaba kuma na Rift Valley to batu nande turi amiro turi nyuma ya rentore igana kwegana na kenda kwigwa kimakwe no ne mbi na nande turi enda kwera rentore tutikwenda ewa gitegia kwewa kaire turenda gitegia we kiongwa na riachwe gitegia tukiamirwa aja onto no de namba 2 ya ngaba forma ngaba na kawira mwangasa so na ndi batu turenda omwira gite netere to mwengu wetu ingo 2027 no onto na ndi ngogigiche kwewa ne acia muntu wikara okiwa yesa muntu akiugarura ya marioneti nikyo tunaona miru yetu tukioragirwa antu betu ne kale mawita bwega so kambere mwezi wa rentore o merie kipindi giki kia miaka iri ake kithire batu turi amero tumerokire mwengugi aenga bano mero nikenda gatwitira ngugi iru araitaira William Samoei Ruto ona kamutunye
okay
so Gichunge ndendo kwira na ndi batwe turi nyume mwana wetu no te mwana wetu utukarekeria kaire ora ende na we Ruto na ndi gitarawire virime kurio twa ya kaire na Ruto rera gakinya mewiji atwe tukauma twinze tene na power show na miteto rikena ni tufite kirio rongo kaire nuntu kwatere cheu tuswete sample ira ya thoki na ya twemero twaga ni njira batumete au nuntu ba Faruku na basumbiki batuthukiria mwana wetu so nkwera mero bonde arabare bagwate mwana wetu mithikari nturi mbaru mithikari nturi atari na thina na ibo ega no tubatithie weru na yo no tuwigutwika weru ne na turi amiro tukumenya kira giaturire.
Thank you Kinywa. Asante. So Senator, how does it make you feel that Raila Odinga redrikari?
You know, Raila Odinga redrikari to me pro president adidite ni kadidite amokare over electoral process kwa amokari nontu menya arandi ntegweria witikia ati kweri president no aikache to the extent that no etiki orongo bura kwenda utwira na abwitikia iwe. And this is what I mean. Nontu nakumenya kinya kureta Raila haratembi nontu bakwitha na lusite orende kura over 4 million amount Kenya na naturi now nakwenda usi face kuona ni ati Burundi based government na kureta Raila ni hindi ya kureta pamoja uti hindi ya kureta pamoja kadhura ni litende nkuruki na ndakwira problem ida nene ni kuthwania ati hatu convince what has changed no to know where a serious critique emanto Raila na to pasuindi twende aitwira hanari ite na Raila muno kinyare abari raba Pentagon nambi itu post election violence ile ikia Raila kia ne prime minister nambi mantu ne yeye kumantu ya so adidate for his own political expediency. It's not about anybody else, it's about himself. Kinyanga mde yonde kadira bonka survive. He doesn't care. Right?
Yeah.
So, woni they were seriously betrayed. na antu bangi ba Meru na anybody else who believed in him on account that nawite atumba wite kiria kitenda wili kuya thirikari-ini menya ketha na atwirite no etekirie probably nke wante mo support muntu ungi no ngethira nkimenya manto yau no yathithia ata no yakarike but candidly ora wona akirungama na karia kaua ntitikiria kitenda wili muntu na kare upinsani na mbi he has betrayed Kenyans. The trust we earned for him is gone. Kinya ambira hara kuina mbiti wa kurugirao ndo ambiti kayanda. Nondo ntona muntu bura ombo chinjia all of a sudden mwanga kare akumenya kweli kwa the one rutoranda yi mwanga nende. So to me anko anda bumba kwa can only wish him well angangane na maisha yawe ya kisiasa yae nayo. But please uoni nende my mind is framed that Kenya requires salvation. Na Kenya ni kurikuya nende antu bangi baina kiao nkuruki watu mbo karandi kuonia na tatuambiria kubanga Kenya nata umba wita mbere mbeta nonto I think we have been let down. Utombo twira howe urombe kura we ngarine all throughout Kenya. Even after kwa elected owe you are still wingarine na no no president ko bwiru karande na kuritangwe. To me it ko hand up na renge onde na history Moi I president Kibaki the I president my own president I was in same parliament da Kibaki buru now na baraila baonambi kinyara to ya and I remember very well that was celebrated the indication of Rinda Pest in Kenya na President Kibaki. Now people should learn from the best. To yetu akarande tonyo chai na atongeria bera Kibaki baingine nyumba ura bakwenda bathithirwa tukiumara ome na ichibwa kaurwo na atongeria na consorti ura kwakarwa. So but you know president ya Kenya we no MC no everything no we nkuruki and 3 million on the ground. Nondo nowe ya akamberia kwaria akamberia witahinya waria wore MCA na MP bandaye. It doesn't make sense.
You know awire baraba tuitikania nawe kwithirwa kiwatana na Raila Odinga kenda kureta thiri thigurune baune awire think nke paraphrase awire ni antu by possessed na irundu bibie
kankweri tu possessed ni irundu bibie no antu bibie atu possessed na tumwenge abio kakura tukinya no antu kwa tu bibie tu possessed na antu ate kuona ate kwina space ya election loser ariare opposition urochi ndire hadithi thirikari opposition ni critique thirikari me put into account potential government kenderenge ya fail then we possessed na mauntu yange ate kuona so tutumba kwa hiyo on that one miaka ni late yele bwana Gichunge is only 2 years in fact in 27 months to be precise here we can only you can fool or cheat people sometime but you cannot cheat or fool all the people all the time. So what I want to say is that our trust and confidence in him is lost. Tutumbo mwitikiaringi. You know, as long as trust it lost confidence, you can easily pick up the pieces no kare tantu poko wathaniromwe. So I cannot have confidence. By the way, Roku wahindera siya kinyomu tetera. And I have any hand question. Very hand questions. Because mbiranto oni bambaili on the face. Na bamburie. Na ndabaira bahabwire. Mburie ni kiuria kia kwenda. Na ndamwire tariki 10. When I met him. Antu amemeka tutu kari bwana mtu wetu. Lakini huwa tuire atiri. Nuguha thirikari ne turie toyo kiratu kona yitu taria asi twathurire. Lakini inya tukiria kuko kwenda tura wambo tura to support William Ruto as president. Ndabauria then why can't you do it? Uni ikiuria you know I was inkubauria kwanya mtu wetu andibendi no chuko. Amburia atiri wana Amerika. Uwe tutikuije tutiyeruto. Iwo tomera tuboringira kura na iwe tuiye iwo muhikinkuruki. kwa tuika wena utendere ora utenderete uhe na gwiye ai muchore oku bugire yandaira noe butuire no mbunge mwe ba ututumba mwete kiate kendo tukazinya we muthenya ba andiririe inya ndare makwaria so when I went and told him ndamura munene no kumenya kiuria bi mwandu bakuria bakuria athiri ugo kwa tuika wano nthithirio ro thithirie no betray cause na promise what will make people trust you ndio ndungu kurende nya uni ntiumeria nende ni kwaria kacho antu bangi baba kamata murio remember ndarure ndendo muno ukiro ya munya bakiru ya Naruto bugena hao kirito murungi batina we na barabangi hani yetu isecure and a serious win in Meru kacho ibangi woni kawatanira nende Ameru betigiria by the end of this program kangachoeba Matiang kangachoeba Kalonzo kangachoeba Gachagua kangachoeba antu bangi we ba manatambea ba yunjin antu abonde tuture abompunge kuba tukuseben tuwatanire tuone atu tu moment ira tomba kuibanga tumuishi well na atu tuendelee tungangane tutimane raia baringe kura
awire mutena ba ubonde waweta awire batena ideologies batena mibango bakwenda kuritira batena ngwira bakwenda kuritira Kenya ngwecio kana ngwira yo nene ni kurita William Ruto etene. They have no plans for Kenya.
You know batui kankwire no tutanda kinya ona tutakara nditwaria but I can tell you one thing kwina antu bathiore na kuri antu practicals bado tuhari na mtu yetwa the plan ni oma antu Kenya kwanza yonde ya Russia a lot of nice writings and everything else na yongo guri tuandika hinyai economic chata ida twasaina how many of them because have been written si implement urona deputy president ya tanto kwa hekaren eta aberarie ni kando bumbandike bibu kwa thirikari rithia ni mbiu tuandike the agreement between the Meru people and the government was done before election and that was the basis ya kuringirwa kura so pakwa that na kwa tutiona bakuthithia ndejo inya to twakarande tukwa tukambring taxing housing tukenamia kana turite ato inya bonge bokarema we will make sure that antu ba access medical care inya bonge bokathithia ta bokarema we will make sure thirikari ya kwangwe ukariwa kinya bonge bokarema we will bring fiscal discipline no ndo antu ukiana dinire baina chio no tura kuthithia budget exaggerated budget ikarea kutiki into account antu ibaritite ngwe pakarea kuri wa batawa look at the newspapers antu ibana ba utangazo bakenda banki no ntui bakobere bakabarabara yu basupply thirikari nambi na batekuriwa we cannot continue like this hapana so kinyabonge barema no ndo twakarande antu baina akiri baire antu badatu bana 10 to come up with something so akawatu tena plan no ndo tuta already tutakarande tuwatanira because I believe to save this country people must come together and people must sacrifice ndo tio ndo bonge botiere
so Meru thai enda kumenya atiri mheshimiwa is this mantujera wo mwera is it because ore omeya thirikari would it be different okay akwethro with thirikari right now because kinyabara watire thirikari ne whatever is happening by thirikari so how different would you
Kenya kwere Martin itoko mata uranto bakaua whether ndiriwa no thirikari ne kana thirikari ne the thing should be ubaba mauntu ibweko of course I have said okay the way thirikari ne you have a responsibility ekweriata kuthika kukabira thirikari watima ba watena nguo timo tomo expose komo kunika niko kimiro kira wonu kumenya so we in government there you don't talk about a government that you are serving na rengo kwera we na limits cia kingui so abunge yongo na kwera ibarite ngwira iyo because things are not working iba uri pure as long as to na abunge baina parliament ikuthwania kuona service i favor kuthithwi thirikari then we are not headed anywhere no ndo kinyere you know I cannot imagine because you know into an MP na MBJ na kango example na county Emiro because it's the best example I can be able to give now county example ngavana eko assembly yetre ya thithia itemized budget wekera barabara bekera rui na benda bathithia ngavana nothing to do other than implement projects non to public pass i control oi parliament ndio appropriate mbecha na bathimba kuibanga so national assembly no ya appropriate ambia
is it a capture
no kuibwa ya capture tene so kwatu we no kuya kuri MP ukaya ku present over ukajokora hiha ati mantu ya kathitho na kuromba na wembanje tidera buthithitie mbie wite guo ucionekana then what are you telling us you don't know what you are doing no kari
how did we get there waziri atiri baburi hapo campaign 2022 hapo campaign mbele ya kura cia president kana general election buende bwe yabo kiwa bra judiciary area under capture assembly area under capture you know criminal justice system area under capture how come nende manto yayo on the wotwira it is ending to that ati parliament area under capture
it's unfortunate it's the same script being played no ndoma itowire yi and you know I was a victim ya harassment state throughout kwenda onkomesha ntekarie you don't even know they can even do it again but I don't care no kuiba at times you must rise up and say no enough is enough so brato wa ibu kwa kari but ginyane ndio the high the same has happened ikyo ndo kuona anda kuira parliament yetu itumba ku stand up to the excesses of the executive batumba because they don't know themselves maybe they don't know what their power is right so bate kumba kuria nonto iba kwendo to area te wono president wonekana iwe ilio kuona maendeleo yaiku uti maendeleo kuona ateki budget nanga handa utsewe taironge mbecha ngirima na yari igana kana mundu ethere yithina rogwibo akiyebwira na ubona nka million iteke budget no gwibo so now this is what Kibaki really trying to fight in Kibaki no kumenya tetarambi but he performed very well na tukanya wono kuona durero antu bakero ba tetarambi but best ikaritwa no hapana kwetha no preach wine antu bakanywa kinyo kanywa kwethera yo kwenda law and order kinyo respect sheria na law and order so tu sheria ciare ci antu baire ci anene na banini na umenye ndi responsibility anene iki we no nto we are looking up to you
no kulila kwithira wa support Ruto 2022
kithira kanda ichi ambo change I would have done things differently kiribonda hii kwa Karumbi because I never expected you know he was a very humble man na akwariria you know ukoona but you see power,
how did you not know though?
Power corrupts power when you are exposed to the agencies of state na statecraft you know akiri mantu yange no yathuke ukarea kumenya ukona yakawerinye umurungu no lazima nyoka abundiawa ukoona that is the problem ukare mo manage properly ya kumesa but you see when God wants to destroy in Linda or anyone kakuvitha cia kuma akurita nkoma nonto ntuitikia mantu mamaromba twarombete na mbi ni ati is the good gentleman that I knew no chinchiti mantu ya Karaumbi uwe kwa kama deni utioria weri clip nonto nkona nicho da wana mbi nonto na record kwa mwigira abura wantu gwira na bwari arwari na bwari au kinyo to wona ka wa confused utumba kumenya because there's no consistency na nyoke ndo change amount no itahandu wabeleze wa manto ya change yako karwa MBCT but honestly ukarea kumenya tuwe for example watu ya uhuru akuthithia makosa mbimbi ya itebwa and shake itebwa and yet you bring the same person ukahorirwa history na mtu huyu na destroy moi tebwa muntu huyu na cause problem kenyera ro muno ukahorirwa muntu akwe ya handshake ruto thine no then you want mwiro ka thonyi will survive it will not be possible kanku hireni the way I see na don't forget we in another generation ya na bana na bai clear na ba kumenya mauntu things are going to be different so bato to katura kurutsa indi mantu ne atia sai
so wokoru uwa kwata na kwake na Raila Odinga ni
iko kumesha the situation na hivyo nde samete na nkwendo kwira
is it for his survival?
It's for his survival. Te mantu survival ya mtungi because he also made a mistake. No ndo you see siasa ni dhabu tara pautu to haringire kura faithfully and we made him president. So burante lewan bura abanga enga ngema nonto atukwendo miona kabisa in government no gwiwa kanambi madarau ya nambi waka replace kura hiyo ibonte komenya. Number 2 nombori ya mantu amira nombori ya mantu ya imira binge bya kuna habo nambi you see ntomba ko denyen kera ja maten ke ko we metheka kari incompetent no I will not feel it lakini when you look at the performance of my ministry only as a minister for agriculture ya kuira I excellently or performed beyond expectation to the extent that toisagana herere akurubanjuri na ndo bange we metheka is a victim of success no I did it na ndo natoro na I gave it my all nango ndo kura ruhare no ndo ngweri Yesu kari okite na remi ba mayani baba ndikirite because it's the only lasting example I would want to give ibetere bonus emwaka yu if these factories kana bakandikila bonus nene then batebwiri wetikiondi bera.
So Rechita minders or what what magic did you play?
You see kankwere bwana Martin Luari oweri ena ombori nguchokire manto manjiki mutu ya unga yuruma mbese yana the manya no unga ruhari mbese yana kendo siori ya document minister the time I left na bokari whether in down one kanane hapo and trajectory
well I think premium the year around 200 to 180 or so I don't know.
That is too high. By the time I left the ministry ngikuma ministry unga yari 240 and in my first 1 year indarinde kwene ya mutu na by the time I was leaving mutu yari 120 115 no yari yokinya today mutu yoyo teo and immediately tu kuma na tutare adirikari tutare ambesa na ambikwari if you want to take advice people advise you and was say the Mr. No utona advice utemenya to bring the cost of food stuff in the country utemanje ki utembicha serikali yakire but it's an idea and give that way you see anything like Europe bajonkiwa the forces of demand and supply in a normal market is able to fix price anything. So we have no unga, we have no rice in the market. Government has no money. What can we do? I said, what we need to do is let us entice public sector players to participate in the provision of food. Kendanto iliyobionekana because that way we increase supply. That will then do it. They will not because we don't have money. Government participation, let us waive duty. Then give anybody license. You want to bring rice, you want to bring maize, you can bring. And then when increases supply in the market, prices automatically will go down. In the meantime, as we are trying to deal with these issues, we must support production to run away from consumption ila the former government ya antu mutu. That's how we came up with the issues of subsidized fertilizers. Nambi. Kenda to encourage antu kurima to increase production. That's what we did. So by the time utware tandute free na antu ware tanga antu bakwambidia guritai kusiarithia. Kenda tu umake nkunia ngiri 32 million 32. Tukinya 47 na the other season tukinya around 80 million bags. That's how we brought the cost of food.
I was about to ask, nende tuwete kiria to bubu aretere private sector players. Bubu areta beta ku import. What does it mean to local production?
You see, Martin Dakuratiri, there were no people producing. No, there were no government incentives. So because people require food na kuna thina, suburia sio yorire kiongo, itwe ya nehe incentive ni tuelebrimbo narete ndute free. I increase quantities in the market. Can I increase quantity anto idio bikena ma to set aside mbesa to subsidize fertilizer na mbeu tunenkere mibande. So in 5-6 months itware to kuambilia kuona results. No ndutu kuambilia kuona fertilizer na ndare injist tanto 6.4 million farmers. No gwiwa. So that we were able to do targeted production. Ya baba kurima nimbi ekahisho ni this is what they need. That's how we managed it. Na ubiri obire nama. So kidamide ka butura kero ata producer ndege maga sukari no metone kana. So twatonyere sukari ndia manto akolisi ya manto ya kondi na factory ando kuanda mbi sukari dai we have sugar in the market. Mayani ndetre Pakistani taki new minister mwanga mbura senator mbo hota Pakistan mbo mwaranda ari andri mitasa we anto bora irwegana eringi no to that time na thinira yareo no bori ba mudaro pakiti ndi I was with them na ba icho tabaira tutumbikana Pakistan yo biggest consumer e Mayani pa Korea kora Mayani because there is no dollar in the country, so we have to talk to them. I had to go there. And then when I went there, we did a meeting with the Prime Minister. Oh no, to Ariana after Kuriman buyers. The only option that we have here, no, the Federal Bank of Pakistan. Ite to high, ite an dollar. No, do $1 in the country. So what we did, Martin, katu area Prime Minister. Na ndo watu wadere mayani no ndo atena mbesa te kwa locate $1 in the country. Ne legalized. Ne kirwe egase tuekuo as an essential food item ya moshere ya ndawa drugs sendawa se utritianto kenda rumbanki kadrikari iba saini $1 kana quota $1 kitindirwa and even gone to extent egodwane to the mbata trend. I was Anson kiwota ininde nondo in bamawera bantu bakitindie babariko bambaptista na bangi. We were able to discuss and know the problems that we had. No water. So that's how we managed to fix a few problems here and there. No, there are only busy. I was moving around with them all over. But now things are different. Yes.
So I think what I is here Chamero kidogo, but before then, Mweti Kajuri kire Facebook aruri atire. We are waiting Honorable Medeka Linturi to tell us who are the biggest cartels of Mira, because Senator, you know, in the spirit yewo kuate American de kudira na ne itare uo tangua yewo kuate, you know, da ine itare require umano to jezo nario kete to throw kanini. In that spirit, tell us cartels baba Mira ibao, because
I'll not tell you what I don't know. Because if I knew, I would have dealt with them. The only problem what Iranda Timireki Emira is what I wanted to sort out through legislation, Sharia, which I drafted. I went to Parliament, passed the law, cannot license transporter, moremi, motui na everything else. Now, love when you committee could discuss amantu ya prices, na mantu yeku yau. That is to adhere to our maun to and we also market. I went to Israel. No gwiwa. Tuarea timu yoto mauntu konge siyu in Djibouti. Na untu konge. So wambira kwe nakatero, you see, you know norantwara generally
so if I knew ruba kwira kwina cartels miraene what was your thinking
cartel mirere kunde kwa prices chanini bwe fixed demand and supply kwa that kuandika sheria na to wantu baba kanitangwe mira must be licensed no kuibwa na license to kulita license tofauti ya exporter importer nambi so if there was any cartel ni antu bonde bari kuno ndungweli to akimu muthiete nai ite na onda that is the onda I was trying to create kenda tumenyaye o maba mauntu bukari and until andu betekerie kwina sheria ya uritiba ngwe fulani nambi then becomes very difficult to sort out those problems na nyaka the manto akatero meoka da nuyo kwikatero ko bwiri wito ofisi ne minister wa mwera katero ngania then ukamenya boka thidi ate kandro with lakini kwa thote muntu omba kuya uniambira ngani katero ri kana ambiri au ndaino
okay kura kwe mtu okurite kumichwa kwe mtu okurite kethwa what was your role kiri kwa belo kwa kawira mwangaza etene
kade member wa assembly
I don't know it's a question kiuripa kurite kwethwa role yaku yari kethwa no participate
andi bere katiba na sheria Kenya ni wa na provisions impeachment ni antoba twagomba bekiri impeachment ministers president na governors so na governors aomba kuimpeachwa no ndo various reasons just like the president so assembly ya kutweka ina reason ya kuona governor tegurita kari yoba initiate motion yo mwenga so unte member wa assembly o Meru no kuiba one am just a common person na anture na no biro nyata kinjuma ine mbere kawira nyanja jimenti thomo awire we bra wiritwe woni kwengwa ngwine so had nothing to do with kwenga mandu ne kwenga kawira after all no wira no wandi na mitemba no wa mandu ya kwayo onde so mi ngekira mandu ntinai ntikumia kwengwa kawira ni assembly thithiria na assembly did the right thing no they were exercising the oversight rule ira bahegie katiba na the senate agreed with them na nya senate ko agree nabo the courts agreed with Urai county assembly thithiria so antu bambikira ke mantu ne akawira but kawira ikibuta ya mithika nende so kabwiri anabwiri kore kamanta mingi akamenya nende kinyama hantu amagireta kinyo kenya marinya inja ya maraya na yangi ya makwino ndutiyirira muntu akathithia atia akawa ende twinde turi inja nawe so na relaxing I can also give us some legal advice for free ate kamake all is not lost na MBC kurona makezi yawe kotini na kesi kethira tathira mwanga Supreme Court she can still run as governor nonto ina kesi mami so na relax akibono yes
fair enough Lawrence Patrick Arua tell him to explain what he did to Mira or else kwa campaign itakuwa ngumu. We remember what he said about Mira on Wero TV when he was CS. Ken Mutweri Arua from Ruireri Riacho mheshimiwa tutakuamini aje na serikali yenyu imetusaliti na ikakufukuza. Wilson Turere Arua kindly ask Lentore if he is proud of of the low quality and poor status of Maua Adhiro Kilele National Park Road as the contractor.
The new contractor. Yeah. Mwena the correct. Yeah, the right. Ndio ndongo mwera iba uri ya yumbe bo nambi. Right? The contract was done ni company ndari associated with that time. Na immediately ndi kwa minister sheria yu anu bili kudesign notiburi kurita business. Ibonko enda wata nonto ignorance rimwe ni thaire thuki muno. Na uketho business person utira kurita biashara ukiri hawa because business is not a game of charity. So kwa thirikari tikuri ambecha ni tikuri ngui na nya baba ngo kairwa contractor baba kwiro batichoka ruta ngui thirikari uthiri ni tikuria so na uria muntu just like akoria mwere na the Ministry of Transport aurie barabara igwa kwariria ye imbesi na kim budget kende Kenya kenda antu beyo kashwa. Number 1 tuna sintani kagahene miomponi. Twina ira kuma kahelo witira samwa mwanka mutuati. Tumbulonche tingina president maita yari thatu. Kwene wenge agura kawa expect ya biashara kaba yata utangwe batekuriwa. Let them ask their MPs to provide for budget. Budget uria bakauria nende ni ondo tekuriwa. But still no ondo onde pin. Na imenya amantu yo ya that buyukari. The last time ndaridi mantu yayo somewhere to in the process yo meshukuma imuyumbe wondo nera enduma. Barabarene I kept quiet. Antuba kuwariria ringi no ndongweji nai na nya barabara iya ntube gembe south ibabweri kumenya na nya bancho kharia nkatho. It is me who started all those roads. Kinya mawa putamagira mbi kinoti okura ura wiko thai arimbi aikura the first time MP ilo tokarire ndi polytechnic kubanga wa kilomita 15 semba wa town barabara ucho ndese kuma rent canteen kwina mamwanka athimba gutumira kwina ugoti wijenjere athi. It is me who did them. No gwiba kuma kiegoi no gwiba. It is me who did them. So from my time I want them to tell me which single kilometer of road has started since I left member of parliament. Na ndaumire mubunge 10 years ago.
Okay. Nkwenda tukithi mwingi thatu thuranira mutia arua Mheshimiwa Linturi has confirmed that Ruto is a liar and Kenya Kwanza government does not mean well for Kenya. Imagine head of state lying on national TV without blinking. Tony M Murikinyi arua team captain Kaongo tumetoka naye mbali URP lakini it is now official tumechoka na uongo. Isaiah Mwandiki arua we are waiting Honorable Linturi to show us the way and we will follow unconditionally. Jacob Muturi, it is only a man person who can vote for Ruto. And Amos Muteri arua hiyo ya Gachagua wachana nayo. Gachagua ako na padho alitutenga alafu je Linturi anakubaliana na Mount Kenya ziwe mbili east and west?
I think that's a good question. Kumtuma hantu ya witikiria Mount Kenya na east na west. Number 1 naendie gutenga Mount Kenya ndio east and west. Te madhwania ya antu Mount Kenya east and west. Madhwania president himself. Monto would want to divide us for his own selfish gain. Remember aliwaka kuleta antu Kenya pamoja. Burundi based kuunganisha wa Kenya. Lakini wewe ya Mount Kenya itubiri kwathukana. Itumi ondo na kuthwania nonto Gachagua na ambia na same control kana influence Mount Kenya West. Then no lazima athurane Embu, Meru na Iko, Meru, Embu na Tharaka Nithi kenda kinyabonge baura one kurasio. I want to tell the people of this region without blinking. Ngaire ra mbere Mount Kenya. Na toe kwa amwe. Cultural tokeo kutrace cultural ties yetu na history yetu we cannot tutumba kwathukana. Number 2. Hamwe kwa karungama. Mwembu akarungama. Mumeru akarungama akaria ukaibwa lugeu. Mukalenjini akaria Kamunjalu akaria inyolugo tibwa. So we have a lot of things in common kumana na watu umere Kenya intamari nje singi muno. Ndio bomba ondiaria history kuleta manto kuyedia simple kuwa tu hadukane yatumba kuumbikana. No ntubora tutereria ta tuturenie. But I want to tell you atukahadukana atere medekare koko ndombera okay kwa ile historia mundo to kwariria yari na Gachagua na Medeka na Justin Muturi wabonda atengere koko nombra kabu ike bado twinde. It can't be. So antu wa kachwa we are tied or joined to the hip and it is not possible. So to akachwa no to interest ya mtu we work together, we will continue building our own relationships. because that is what God wanted us to be.
But waziri, you know, babu on the bench, you ever replace still nanto ba same region. Gachagua replace on a kiendeke, uwe itikia kuke na Mutaikagwe, mbele ya Mutaikagwe ni kia arena Samjorogi, I don't know who, kia Muturi kira nenkere ruko. So
kankuire bwana Martin. Kure atongeri acceptable. Kire antu no kai bantu iba bafiro na kure antongeria bare antu bare to just to fill the gap. Understand, that's the difference. Na ninkuere nya history ya katiba na philosophy yo change ya meaning ya change ya deputy president haringana erwa kura na president ikorieria story ya muntu akimwengarira kenda ena ground ya nambi. So rato kuharia ruko ogwa narli publicity Muturi. You know, utoba kutara story ya Muturi na ruko. No, to my friend, it's not about feeling that position. It's about to kwethe anaomba kukeria medho ukauria muntu 1 2 3 na kuelewa history na other benefits that come to that community through that office. So andoba wetu hapa kwa idio na kuria na hapa kwa wangwe pakuwa yesa te andomba kwa represented give out. I don't think we have been really represented.
Okay. Director kwa Purity na udikania abunge ba Mount Kenya East ni wako advocate kwa dhokana kwa East na West na ya support actually ni ba Kimani Ichung'wa the other day no tinkurika na clame yo ndhe kiambiriria yambirirwe ni rukumo uyu uraithirwe CS for public service.
Ruku is a gun fire. What do you mean? Cannot be trusted. He has no integrity. Nante kwa riau kwa tukano ambiririe. Ruku was paid $40,000 to impeach me. Na kura Gachagua called him amukari to State House. Amoria mbele president, what is this nonsense you are doing? Amotunya list yari nanto interview. Na Gachagua ambeta look at your friends. No guba boba ditatia. So let me tell you, keda muntu inyawe in a sense, you cannot kill your brother to inherit his wife. So kyo tuera anga story. Kacha nani Ichung'wa noeka modo. Ontuko otene oitara moi. Noeka modo utikyo otuera. No guba no nto kui manto aila choko na community ina on target. Ogona manto ya mai afunguslu. I like the character of Didi Nyoro. No guba no nto menya weka nguria tiri. Just like ngukuna ndebe namburio chuku. Medika uwetu edikire William Muto hata na tumu trusty. Kwa tuka no autende uwe. No dide tiata ukuete no for that long time. So papa vangi ugibwa ibabwiri nyabo kubauri ate. Kwa tuika muntu no akudhidi bonge no hatedhidia. So the excitement that there is no kwa president direct no kama ina president chopa no ndotaka nyarengi no kwenda mkumburake. Ate kunao kinya lakini utomea kwa tumika. Let me tell you. Experience utemethoma kiri kima huku. Na I can confess today. One thing I regret one time. One thing I regret is because I've also been used before. Maybe onungo kuhira inkomenya mo. No ntu itarira kireito murungi athitha cia kiama kia ambasi. Na tuena kareke mbiuki na Cecily Mbarire. Uru no tutumire Mount Chuka University. No nto batenda atuthithia kiama. Pato hapana msikubali leo na nyinyi watu wangu nini unajua hakuna shinda tutapanga MCD. No tukreito no patatu involved na ambikwa na some bit of competition, small things here and there. To sambaratishana to ambasi no we should have found our own. Ibongo kwera. So onka waruhare I know what I'm talking about. There is excitement. Ireke yana antoba tete baina that experience. I have done politics with Moi. I have done with Kibaki. I have done with Uhuru. Ruto na Uhuru twamenyanire hapo on I think 20th of June 2002. Imoyo turetere together. So I know what I'm talking about. So antoa babe tu president deba kamataki presidential jet pakuiba kinyire patie le baba kiende mongo. Patelewa, they will not know.
So Rukuno Munenkerete the $40,000
I'm
that
telling you what I'm talking. Gomuera, it was paying $40,000.
By who?
Yes.
No.
I'm not a madman.
I would want to know. No, Murete, the $40,000.
He was given 40,000.
By who? Imbunge impeachment.
Yes.
So Imbunge Munenkerete.
Bunge name was sponsored. Yes.
Then how come Mushon Netre
No, we were. Yeah. I fought my friend. I did not believe in it. And that's why he ran away. Yes. One time, Guera, for the president. I'm worried with this nonsense. I'm worried with Kore and to it Kenya. You walk with Nabakura, I'm worried team better. In Ankerumone. Ankadidiata.
Well, tukithimo ithatu alafu twetwari cia chemiro de kenkai because twenda kumenya kwethirwa mithikali nturi no akwendete kia governor 2027 kana no you give up on it after turi kuona kire swearing in ya mutumanto ethinkia, and of course so relationship kuna oi relationship kuna governor kariata monkira tha ikatukithimo ithatu. Hello Ero.
Hello Martin. Hello
sir.
Andagore.
Iko sana turari nao.
Mbitawa analyst.
Analyst karibu.
Nketheria mheshimiwa Mithikali Nturi.
Uketheka.
Nda muringirite kura 27 that awate ne central na south. Mborerie mheshimiwa atire. Nethiri tware MP. Na nari CS. Murie mirare. No nto ata sukuma eritoke list na kanda kindrax kete kimpio nto ata sukuma. Na mirae ke list drag utiro mirae umba kuheshimiwa. Na we ai mutongeri ora withire twatu wakilishite na arungamirite nyoremi na abati kwithirwa sukumite mirae karitoke list na kanda. Secondly, mheshimiwa utwira Rene kana Ruto ni Raila ketire kuira Raila na naiberanite akareta Raila ke thirikari nansia utwiro una asoka warenge bamenanire no uru no ntovo ande shike Raila muri ende Rene ke zero Raila oti vende Raila ke akuya thirikari ne wenge akwenda kuya kuretera amero basi support kwa hivyo no ake belia kewe akwenda no ake belia ke thirikari uriende ka kwithina ke zero Raila kana bineke zero rembi secondly yere mero atwira Uhuru ate kuwa na mtoa support Raila ate kuwa no me lentori wojo no wewe yete atwira Uhuru na kuwa na atokathiro Uhuru na tomuringira kura adio lonkire mero atokathiro Uhuru na tomuringira kura yarengi atwira Uhuru ate kuwa na support oke bate kuwa Uhuru ate kuwa atoenderia Ruto ya dio lonka mero atoenderia Ruto na toura Ruto atomuringira kura lentore arenge utwira Ruto ate kuwa anse Ruto anse ate thirikari ne anse oke akolelia ndo abonde ba oke akoruto ke thirikari iro we ya kuwa mtora ate bui no ndo babonde yakachagua ariwa Ruto ate bui muturu ariwa Ruto ate bui lentore ariwa Ruto ate bui ende anse na to billion kere atoenderia Ruto re na zayo utwira Ruto ate kuwa na ta to amwete kerenge thirikari yetanio kana next mtojo akwenda to support na data amwetekia batwe oni ndiwate amero kana muringi kura nareke kuria tira mwana siasa ore oro akiwa tunyume mwana siasa muntu naringa kura kulinga na mtu rako meamutethia kana mtu rako mea aina mobatu kana ina nkoro yombo tethia mwana Rai to kya gwa to nyume lentore no ka tu ige na to enda sirengi ato endia ya to ira gutebui tem onindi waru to tano tena mtora ato enderia onindi wano akobua ito muringire nya mwata yo kinyangiri to kaura
kata wata context irankwelesa nondu bitu kwena kuelesa no aruto wite na bwathithitie ukona kwina lot of contradictions na ringi ni mwente problem na Raila na amenyi uoni yake in this county nembuerera branda rinde na Raila in Washington na drikari ne nusu mkate ya Kibaki bura Raila hampere sibitari 270 million na kuithia mawa sibitari taito cia mawa town sewerage era na ni are yite kurura na barabara so nte problem na Raila woni as a person branko enda kueleza na ati tukiwatanira katotetikira na cia whether war opposition wachindwa kurene kwa bwiri kuretwa thirikari ne kendo mura kuri into tuita doctrine ya promissory estoppel ke contract na ibambu kicheria contract na ikyo ndo nguha kinya uringi bakura na ringirwa ethere baina social contract that information na iroka hewa ira ya form basis ya uwe kuthithi wa muti fulani then muntoro kuete na buri kwa lab so kwa tu tukiwatanira itoiye ba tuthithia thirikari tuona thirikari tukiendelea thirikari bangi ba opizani kutweka mainstream hati wa change amount to consulted it is wrong nunkwenda kuwa mrume tandi na problem na Raila na winaki na Raila is a friend kankwire no kuiba so ntena problem nae na Raila lakini tukaya kondifa na Raila politically na te manjabu no me Raila athukirwe bonde ne Uhuru na Ruto ho bagwa na athuki wonire ba muthuka cia indone Raila unno mwana ndamuikia maua na ndamuthinjiri nyawe wakwa no kuiba na barabara rangu kuhirira beti manto amaingi so it is nothing I have nothing personal.
Okay, fair enough. She's not to boa time. I hope to corner like the mwingine, but for now, Beratri, ure murito wa sheria. Because the other day, predecessor kukire ministry ya agriculture, irara wa mutumane interim governor. Ure murito wa sheria, is that a word that can be used?
You see, Martin, depending in a context, you know, when kuona nontu kigu interpret mauntu kuna different ways of interpretation. Na no lazima ugathikiria ura muntu bonde akuwa. But whichever the case, Meru does not have an interim governor. Meru has a substantive governor in the name of Reverend Mutuma Ntovingia because he acquired or ascended to that office through a process that is clearly in the constitution. So Meru ntuite Canadian Meru ina ngarama interim governor. So governor wetu and then ndamenya you see munya mea uraharirie mea munya ni muntu ura akari muntu kiburi, right? Na aida chanto na condescending eyes na madharau na mbi mantie you see now kidhani wa kuona. I think that is very demeaning kire Mutuma na his office, but I truly clear Meru is okay ina Mutuma in governor. Mutuma ascended to that office through constitutional means. So kwa tuika story hato kuhariria whether Mutuma akapingwa or not is different na kuwa ni interim. Nonto oppositions sika open for competition in 2027. So ntewetikia 2027 yakinya womba kwira muntu ro kwenda kurungama tikengama na akarungama nontu ite bionde bikere birembi bikwandikiliand vacant for competition lakini to the extent that now and 2027 Meru tinga bana ungetwije imutuma ndenda kuromba that we need to support him na inya muno for him to deliver. We have wasted 2.5 years bickering, making a lot of noise. Na Meru itirendi for more noise. Ito buru katureke tuone what he can be able to do for us. No to ito lagi tenyuman behind. And I think he has started well. With hanto kuaraniria na hanto share ideas. Kinya bonge poketo nyakara makubudia bonge. It's good enough. No to hanto pato mau ginya itaramunya uni I can tell you I was a member of parliament. Nta kinyo biti ngapana. Teka kuendendere tenye mutuma nyanende. But at least mutuma na hawetana. Na hanto baeta. Na re president yara yana re ambere ya mutuma inpatende temesema niele tukiarira sema antu yambi ya Meru na ndingreta ambira bwana tutirimane twaririe mantu yetu isumira and create there. That is respect enough na nya ubongo kuira nende so itumwe I will support him.
So what support iriku abati kwao ni atongeria bapi
menya you see support ingo kuira hatiri tutubwiri umuringira kerere tutubwiri umumboda ute antu bari bamboka iretekimu at the same time. So if we mean well for the county of Meru, just like I do, my friend, I believe in supporting leaders. Kinya the aspect of witekeria kwa land is a virtue in leadership. Tuwenkage uburi kudiwomba kwa dana kana wemba kwiriro ryo. Now that Mutuma has his time, we need to support him, for him to deliver. Nibongo hendogora. Aki ombori ya India ruhari haungo otomewe. Just like even when the other leaders bahari na problem ya handrai baembo ya maoni nhatogua how just come out and assist. So ambo de medekare in manifesto de wenda kwanga bana when nata odhana cha botomba kundi kusota out problem ya erod I will give my honest ideas water road everything. That is what I mean to be honest na turekane amantu wathi competitor kana ti competitor
na uriwo ubangite kurombetia governor 2027 ama you give up
kwenda kuwatiri kusupport muntu kana kumusupport and deliver ka kure about muntu atha karunga maonoti.
I don't know that is the politics that we have been
you see with. Kaba atwe turehete ku differentiate amantu personal na mantu ya community kinyange support Ken karenji baba huano ntuno buya nyanke atibine nkawa MCAs ngwera bakurite ku impeach kawera is a constitutional right. Baina ngweyo no tumba west of assembly kuritangwire yo kikatiba. That's good support in terms of morally. Nambi. Nisibole libongo hendo kwira ndo boje nya my position. No I don't want to hear noise. Kinyang nyanke dan ntekurungama. Kuibwa mantu yonde yakedi Meru ya mea na ndemo kuru nture Meru nkwetwa ntukwe national nge nankakarande nangakunda kachai na kurubangi. It's good enough. No au no kwirete me pressure ngwecha siasa na sema obisi is also too much. So if we can get a leader who can be to carry our aspirations and our vision now implement, you don't have to continue fighting because there's a lot of space. No good. So iturekane amanto ya teo thai. What we are discussing right now, to kahangavana thai now because we have hangavana. Na renga ankwire my friend. Thai turea. Medeka is a political animal. Ntumba kwithira nkiri woni throughout no ndo temenyerete mantu na ya. Kakula lazima kutuki mantu ya Meru kwithira ndi yao. I'm asking the people of Meru whether they allow me. Go out there na ibiro nkiwa ngachoeba hao pamatiang. Ngachoeba kina Kachagua. Ngachoeba hao Bakalonzo, Kaso others. We can come up, I can fit anywhere. So then a problem. No, when I'm required in Meru, I'll come, we'll share India, so now we can develop a Meru. But Meru is home. So, man to get a Meru, they make away from Meru. So, me, I'm fully in support of the current administration. And so far we want to say so far so good. So let us give this team position ndeiwa kwanja na thurire cabinet. So ne aveta wa the other day. So it is too early kwambiria. No. Matini turekane amantu ya. Let us give them time to see what they can do.
Fair enough. So nitagere kurengie wetete kuikia next, politically, because the way burawe thiri tokiri na burawe yakwaria thai waziri amiru bomba kwitha bake expect kuma kiri owe uri mutongeria wahathie ku. What is your next political move, if you don't mind?
See, my political move now ni kudhoania what we need to do is once bitten, twice shy. We supported William Ruto na mbese trust. Tuwete kasia ate tusaliti. Tuwete kasia tataki pace one. Noke kwa elia. Bora tuengwa ni kwetha tutai na strong grounding in terms of organs cia political cia manage politics. So what I think we need to do ndakura tutumba kwathukana na Mount Kenya. Kuja kwathura na Mount Kenya is Mount Kenya West forget. Yo tumbikana no ndungeme yonde twaringire William Ruto na on account ya witikania tushwe hau craft a vehicle. Ira ya tutumira tuikire timu yetu pamoja ila tukaomba kunegotiate na anybody else uroke na tusupportana nyama mantu farm mantu concrete na yana structure ku address yo uroko ona we akireta Raila kaba karire ndi ma secretary general ya sainanirai maratati nambi but to trust him again we will not accept tutetikia
kwi mtwe wori utimoto ikemwa ruri atri oture why we should believe you nitio tutobati witike because no turetera Uhuru we yaringi watwira Uhuru atebwa waturetera Ruto
Uhuru aringairwa kura na bua ka utugwa uma no twinyo ntawira Uhuru atebwa because Uhuru was not a candidate. I supported Uhuru throughout he was being elected. So he also don't be honest.
You opposed his candidate in 2022.
I voted for Uhuru. Wonko endo menya
2020 no retero Uhuru Meru no mu campaign rabo nene sana lakini pre 2022 elections no pingire candidate yo
kwa lazima mbitika nedi na candidate wa woraretete
na no arire manto ya mai sana ya Kenyatta.
I did.
Kipindi no okay.
Non tumenya Uhuru na Kinoti batura bangwatete necessarily. Batenda amba express free will
so yours was personal.
Ya usiareria na kwaria o mabranda iji. So it is wrong. The right to expression ni katiba te muntu.
So yare personal.
So okay akuthithia mantu wewe you must also protect your own right. No kuiba. So muntu akiogora ono lazima unsupportere muntu ki lazima wewe undiu when you have a better candidate. Uhuru mwana wetonga na haria nambi tuimukinyila William Ruto ana to convince is a good man. No gwiba twaria no na itwa yene for a long time na Uhuru ke excited na kaumarite. So what do you want me to do? Ndiye na Ruto kwa nkomenyao tu close no kana ngege laini ke ondo ntekomenya nte acceptable. No, kinyanto hapo onde baringa akura. People vote for different reasons. Ukahairwa, and that is what you try to balance. So only you support a candidate. No ntuborang kumpenya kimu bango yawe and to peto ayaka priority number one. Because there's nothing me I want personal. Udiki kwenda uni nothing. Negyo nungu wenye ngwesi ya Ruto I don't want. No ntuteri ampeya tirio mombakwaga ngaina hantethetie indi mathu tu chamaki twakwa na tuempe na kona into gekuria and I'm not greedy. So what is important ni ati ndaomba nende kutha tuna country wajua eta sibitari ukona tundawa na president si antu bondo witanyimo uthithia thimu cio uchangira mbeca cia witari cio kwiro bacangire muntu aisibitari barabara ikuthuka. Those are the issues that bother me. Security ne thukire You see right now nyatu ke haria wana Gichunge. No me antu baba mimoshari na rege mbenoti. Now this is not the first or second or third time. No me that time da dikantu baba inge muno. Ina yumbe ba no gwiba pakiaria about it. No, tell me. Utu karia no their friend. Kurab the wrong shoulders. But antu beto bakorawa muhankante miri bakinya. No iba juantu kokiro mbere ati na mbaringo angambi ngonjezi kwa flattened angambi kukodhido. Why isn't that happening here? Tu wariri temira keto ina problem niyo. Kwa dani andu baba ko hendo tubreta issues. The issue of security, because it involves life and death, is more serious than mira issue. Tangu merio me kume plane down. Lakini urantu wa umeona passion, utie muntu ndaringa ndaiba thimoa kana utumilete message. Agiwa andu betu ngombe stura hakuijwa andu bora hii ibana. You can't compare their lives na babange. Na tunathirika the country responsibility of government is to protect the citizens na their property. So it was serious. Na domenye ba tuthurite they have a duty. Wa mwe kwethera urenda kwana urenda kwethera rothirikari kwa yesa na mbita ronde kana we umare ome utatere raia ni mbito tena byo bimba kuletwa mongada hai. There is no good will.
Asante. Waziri ankwenda tuthiria no tukora tha chetu weta muno lakini mbere tuthiria SMS ire mwaru wa Helmatin ni Kagame Paul kuma Mutwate ambia mheshimiwa Mithika congratulations kwa kutetea mira hata wanaigembe waliandamana na kuchochewa walichochewa ni wanasiasa fulani. Lenturea afanye kazi yake kama alifanya kazi yake kama CS wa agriculture. Kuinaongea kuwa waru wa where is it? Irene Kunywa hello Martin, ask him if Ruto calls him for a job opportunity, he will he take it? We have seen people who are criticizing Ruto being threatened, and in case there is a court case, it's revived. Is he prepared psychologically?
Mbere Ruto ambikirite na support yantu ndari agisi 35. So uwenti ticha wa maamba. Nditicha wana na maamba iparete yo they are winning.
Maore isa karua tire
ko kesi re uwa ko desi arume chuko rombe twatura tukiri no ndubokera tuchirwa maamba how wa ndaigiri Ruto kwamba for 16 times ngeta ngiri aira ngarama no to your friends 16 tekenya, and because I believe to them makosa atithite so kinya utithite makosa, you don't have to be a slave of anyone. And in any case, I also believe you've had better dying on your feet standing than live on your knees.
Wow. Maura Ruatire, hi Martin. In my opinion, today's panelists are okay because the analysis. Okay, this in last time. Okay, here we go. Hi Martin, ask Mithika, since he is confirmed that he was a flower girl in Ruto's cabinet ministry, as Gachagua also states, how can he convince the Meru people to believe him on what he claims to have scored in the ministry? Secondly, when lastly Mr. President was in Meru, he said that there is some consultation with you and Munya. Let him please confirm. Okay, now confirm it. Na Boa ministry. So this performance ya Kukiri ministry, was it really your performance?
Wethwani yao.
Ibo maura.
Wethwani yao. Kago mundo ministry ta fanyete za performance contract yawe. Yes. Unta gwe na hangaika kila pali.
Yeah.
So ko wethwani ko mundo ngo wa militao.
So the only issue kiri ministry ku ya fertilizer okay.
You see, the issue ira to kuhariria na mbi ni to the extent na mbure nyenke ari ko kwa disclaimer mbure to the extent of mambo ya purchase ya fertilizer na mbi. But the other things na ngure nte ko nge ontero na onto on performance. Hapana, I did well and I believe I did it. Kinyoge hotara anto abathiuruka Kenya ku kinya wewe ngo for the first time no kumenya ndehire kuona na muntu tembendete buru eta Abdi Nasir wakili senior counsel at egrete kitu the first time we hand over minister for agriculture was when Linturi was the minister uni na tendo mbona is one enemy that should tell you how I worked. No kuba.
Okay. Edwin Kiongozi.
Kuto te ona nanu te no kuba.
Ariwa today. I have listened to Mithika Linturi and he is very correct about the issues with William Ruto. Now we are accepting him to be the next Meru governor. Now he has said he is not interested. Now how can we stop supporting him and focus elsewhere?
Be.
Arikuria now that ukaraya kote kuendetikia governor. How do they stop supporting?
You see, kitike governor kiti vacant. Bongo ndo mwira. Menya ndawa kitike governor kiti vacant. Mutumara ere governor the other day. We support governor.
Yeah.
Once positions siandikiliwa 2027. Anto terieri anto weta kodithiata kuromba kura. That's what I said.
Kwe deal weni ona Mutuma? Any? Politically?
Ndiro yambi.
Any political deal?
Ndiro hao. Wana kagabana. Mutuma wate running mate. Aremba running mate yo kawira. Yes. So.
Alafu ayukia running mate yo. Ku nuara nominated kwa hidro deputy wawe.
Nebuo?
Yeah. Kwe bumo mero abati kumenya about that.
Icho isieke. Icho isieke Mutuma. You see, Kenya wet Kenya ni kwada Mutuma na kwa running mate yo kwari. And also chosen one of the best, which is good, and people that have abilities, regardless, na nabari, ibabu irikwewa nafasi usafu antu wa Meru. So I thank him.
Senator Mithika Linturi, thank you very much. No tubakuona kanya kwa yaruari. So mumiru kuri untubweterete kuibathai. Kethirwa anytime soon oatirimana na Rigathi Gachagua.
Rigathi Gachagua ngatirimana nwe wenka. I will meet very many leaders in the country. Te wenka. Because it's not the only one. No guba. So what I wanted to hear, Kiria Meru, is that now that we find that we need to get better organized, is we need to plan ourselves ahead. No, nonto te kule antu bayundi batiko. Na nonto te kile tukonu one direction, is the current leadership ya bunge baraba kaindi. Baikuo. So, antoa ubate anto ba nini ba current president. Na ba utuno kuiba anto baru bate kwenda manto yo buri betre. So ore ko wana karande kudithiata. So nonto meri kende kuthira. Na ndiane ndi siniende sasa nikapange ngali ngine. Kanka panganie na antu bange then tuiye tuswe meri yetu eta kuitetera nayo. Nonto tutete kiria batu ringe Meru Mount Kenya yonde ikirwa ithatine ringi kutina structure.
Would we maybe consider kuwatanira na bunge ba sitting dai?
Tutena ndo na yumbi. No. Kinyake ama tukathithia Meru wapateya. Yes, lakini ngo kwa right now ntewe tikiraina by na maso na strength ku stand against the tyranny. Ya irerio as a central bank. Atuina bank yo bafote. Meaning that we have also the financial muscle. Kene tu Meru atutiye ku invest in politics. Utiba changa mbesa ba support. Atongeria bakura. Raba inga betera mbesa siya no nonto. That is where we go wrong. Time has come when we must think tukarende tuharanirie na tuichuire na turo tuichuire shima, because we need to have Meru ikioneka ona for what it is. Nonto nende tuina vacuum irio utie muntu to me feel bura kugori, and we are seriously exposed. So anto bako barametikanitie na uni and that batu nabo ideology imwe na baraba ku believe we require some change now, and we need to plan ourselves moving forward. We are starting the journey of reaching out kire anto barabangi tuone ina uthaka bwetu butikombwa ke Meru megi uthaka butikachona hapo ukombwa, right? Tuibangani Meri ikithira 24 tuita kurene tuithe tushwa the appropriate partners. So I wish my good friend William Ruto all the best in his administration. There are no handy feelings. Tutukumba kuwatanira ideologically kisiasa. So nanyanga shwa other partners. tukaritanira noi tukaritanira bongwe
so wakyo kuringira after twathire kipindi kia
Meru tweya akeya timu ewe akeya yekwa Meru bakarongwa kura te tukamenya na gura igathithia ieta but right now we wish the current team ya MMCs betu na leadership wirenyo the best na support na bendelee bawatanirite ora bakari nonto patriots barandona ni ma MCA yetu yara 47 ya yarungamire na uma na yatatingizika I will permanently respect them baba angira hiya nonto tetera tonwa njire ibaba angi wacha tuanze safari ya kutafuta gari ingi.
Okay. So president tukia kudhiria program yetu ya kuringira ya kuringira thimo akwira enda nafasi ya kuthirikarine.
Yeah.
You will not accept.
I'm not taking anything. Boya ambi mateni. I was minister. My friend in that barua cha kwa point.
You know is nambi eno maarufu bakubwithia reshuffles cha cabinet maybe akuonera kanya kire cabinet.
Kankwira I'm not interested.
Really?
Buru.
Not even a cabinet position.
Martin kankwire I like respect. Yeah. Timanto mangi. Tutendifana antu nonto manto yangi madharau. Hapana. Tenkia bwana itongi. So yani uorendo mbira umutanemba ko onjukulia ufalo kendambe kwa tukake yombo yarira kuthwania. No, we have crossed the Rubicon. Katusonge mbere.
We have crossed the Rubicon.
Yes. Katutirimane but then ndivyo ndakwira going forward wambona Kisii wapi na antu bange tugarachia but we get the best deal for the Meru people for the Mount Kenya and for the country.
Very well. Yes. Na this is the last one. The other time that we Sagana inderere kumenya changes zira kubwithia kana reshuffle zira kubwithia kiri cabinet Ministerial ira wari yina thai na and has been all over so ukoro wena bwaku ya mutongeri wena experience kinya kire siasa how would you say manto yara kiri reshuffle ziyete twakibwithia
now and then that's a sign of someone who is panicking nokuba and unstable nokuba nonto it cannot be at in 20 months kana in 2 years when a minister bana in one ministry kinya ko watana na ko wanga manto expect ya didikate it is not the ministers who are problem hapana.
Thank you Waziri. Asante sana. Thank you very much na wewe mutegeri wa TV no tubakwetha wida ba tukiri mubango ya chunkia siasa tuko baruare today has been really amazing. Asante sana kire barabo bombe the team mubango yo Jeremy na Ken kire camera murekeri wa mubango yo ne Purity na Ken kire transmission barabo tuchedra clip tu weti au ne Dunge na Pauline. Asante sana kire graphics tu na Liz na Kevin na Victor. Asanteni sana kiri mwerekeri na mudhuji munene wa mubango juu bwana Captain Marete. Thank you very much. Good night. It's been real. For real.
Thank you.